Good afternoon. Yeah, we're back with some more Nintendo Famicom stroke Entertainment System games. Not Nintendo Entertainment System, because that's what this system is called. So, yeah, if you want Nintendo Entertainment System games, you may want to try looking around elsewhere. Or maybe you've just come to the right place, because these may very well be the same games as what you would find on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Games like Donkey Kong 3, and, of course, everyone's favourite, Donkey Kong Jr. Ma, because he does have a mother after all, even if they never actually say who it is. I did do Donkey Kong 3 and Excitebike last time, so go watch the previous stream if you want to see me play those. But the rest of these games I have not done yet. And you know what, I do want to articulate on some of the games I looked at last time, particularly from that previous page that I looked at, which had like Double Dragon and RoboCop and whatever. I'm just going to start off with Galaxian, just because I can play this game without thinking. Yeah, I'm just thinking back to the games that were on that page. Ninja Gaiden 3. The Famicom version of which is a great game, but it kind of has me thinking about the whole Nintendo hard sort of thing. I'm like, you know what? I'm not really big on Nintendo hard games. Just that style of challenge, it's not typically what I'm looking for. I just find it kind of a pain to really bother with, and not really worth the effort. At least for me, anyway. Like, I beat Castlevania. It's a good game, but I wouldn't want to play through it again. That's kind of how I feel. But yeah, Ninja Ryukenden 3, Famicom version, is a classic game. Played through it pretty recently, and like, you know what? That one is a classic, but it also, goes out of its way to fix the parts that I least liked about the first two Ninja Gaiden games, which are generally considered classics, but I'm not a huge fan of personally. And I don't know. I guess there's a fine line between those first two games and the third one, and even the different versions of that third game, where the third game was, the original Famicom release is a bit more refined, just plays a little bit better, more checkpoints, and, just trying to think. Well, you don't have the enemies constantly respawning, which kind of helps. But yeah. I mean, Double Dragon, I don't know, I found the combat in Double Dragon on the NES, I mean, I was going back and playing those last week, and I don't know, I just found those games kind of rough to actually play. Like, the combat just doesn't feel as good as compared to what came after it. Games like Final Fight and Streets of Rage and whatever, just not quite on the same level. At least to me. I don't know. I'm sure there are some people who prefer it. But at the same time, I look at something like River City Ransom compared to Double Dragon 1. Which granted did come out later, but it came out between Double Dragon 1 and 2. And not only are the sort of RPG-like aspects more fleshed out, but it's also a case of, well, the combat in that game is just way better. Like, it just feels a lot better to do. It's like I can actually do hits and not get hit back if I'm doing okay. With Double Dragon, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but it's like the NES games, it's like no matter what I do, I always get hit. Yes, let me get that bonus. But yeah, I mean, Double Dragon 2, I wouldn't mind going back to it co-op, but, of course, the first game doesn't have co-op. The third game is so bloody hard that it's not even worth bothering with, I don't think. Maybe if you have, like, Game Genie codes or something like that. Like, maybe that one's okay if you have a second player, but playing it on your own, no, it's not worth it. And I mean, the RoboCop games, I mean, I like RoboCop 1 on the NES, even though it's technically not very good. It's what Japanese might refer to as deco game. Also, I did not get hit there. I call bollocks. Like, I was pixels away from where that bullet was. Or, I don't know, maybe there's something wrong with the output on this TV screen. Maybe it's just not displaying the bullets properly. But I did not touch a bullet, based on what my eyes told me. But anyway, yeah, RoboCop 1, jank, in an entertaining way. It kind of a silly game, but you could do a lot worse. Okay, I'm just going to try to see if I can actually beat the high score, because you see the default high score is 5,000. But, yeah, I'm just looking at the other games. I mean, RoboCop 2 is an abomination. And to try to elaborate as to why, I mean, okay, we're going to make this side-scrolling platform where you've got these objectives that are not well explained. you know, it's like, okay, you have to destroy nuke, you have to apprehend criminals, but you're also, like, killing most of them. Like, there's nothing to stop you from killing most of the other criminals. And even in, like, RoboCop the movie, he actually does end up just killing a whole bunch of them. You know, even though he's meant to be a cop and all that, but I don't know. It's the kind of thing, I don't think it's very well telegraphed or explained. And then it's like, oh, you get to the end of the level, it's like, oh, you didn't complete the objective. But we didn't even tell you what the pass mark is. Okay, well, I beat the high score, so... Anyway. Yeah. It's like, okay, well, you didn't really tell me what I was supposed to do. It's like, okay, at the end of the level it says, okay, you have to destroy nuke. But it doesn't tell you how, like, what the pass mark is. It's like, is it 60%? Is it 100%? Is it 20%? Like, I don't know. Again, the game just makes no effort to explain it. And you got this bonus level that you're forced to do. I mean, I call it a bonus level. But yeah, and the game just controls badly. It's just really slippery controls. And you move, you know, for RoboCop, you actually move, like, super fast as well, which is weird. And very slippery. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like they had some other game in development and then just slapped the RoboCop license on it. Where the first game, at least, feels like it was trying to be RoboCop. Like, it was trying to follow, like, bits from the movie. You know, whether or not it succeeded is up for debate, but there was an effort there. And RoboCop 3 is kind of just a bad version of the RoboCop Game Boy game to me. Where the enemies just come at you so fast that you essentially can't react. Like, you have to know where all the enemies are ahead of time, otherwise you just get hit. And it just feels bad as a result. And I mean, Tokyo Shirei Soul Brain would have been a great game to play on this if it worked properly. But it just doesn't make sense to me because, you know, they have space on here. I think, going by similar systems, this probably has 32 megabytes of memory, which is a lot of NES games. Or Famicom games, because, I mean, this game, for instance, was only released on Famicom. But they end up wasting it on games like RoboCop 2, which is like, I can't imagine anyone in their right mind would want to play it. I mean, it makes RoboCop 1 look like a masterpiece by comparison. As in the game, not the movie. The movie is a masterpiece, regardless of any other standards. But, no, it's just, I just don't get it. Like, they could have put so many better games on here instead of RoboCop 2. Like, almost any other game would have been an improvement. I think. I don't know. Again, I've never come across anyone that likes it, so I don't think that's just me. I've seen other people talk about it. And, yeah, I mean, Adventure Island is fine, but it's a little too hard for my tastes, personally. Nothing against it personally, it's just, it's not one of my favourite games, you know. Some people love it, but, you know, it's one of those games I could take it or leave it. By the way, when it comes to these endless score attack games, I have decided to come up with a couple of rules as to whether or not I beat these games. So, however long it takes for the levels to start looping, where it's basically the same level design or enemy pattern setup or whatever, except maybe the enemies are a bit more aggressive or faster or whatever the game does to become harder. If I get to that loop point, and if I can beat the default high score, I win. Let's just put it that way. Let's keep it simple. So, like, for instance, this game, I didn't do especially well. I can usually get, well, I say usually, on a good day I can get at least 10,000 points. Didn't do so well today, but, you know, I did beat the default high score, and I did beat the level. This is effectively one of those games that only really has one level that just loops. So I think, just going by my own rules, I'm going to say I beat that. Because I did beat, what was it, Donkey Kong 3 last time, where it's essentially 5 levels that loop in sequence, and they just loop forever until the game crashes, or it loops back to level 0, or whatever it does. I don't know. But I beat that. You know, I did beat the high score on that, because I know I got over 100,000 points. So I'm going to mark this one down as completed, because why not? I can at least say I've done one today. And, okay, while we're here, play some Exerion. I'll probably do the rest of these in order, but I do want to play some Exerion. Oh, also, probably better turn the audio down a bit, so it doesn't echo. By the way, I was actually testing out this system last time, like after the previous stream, because... Okay, I nearly flew into that like an idiot, but Yeah, I was testing out the audio on this after the last stream, and it turns out it wasn't just me or the audio being low. The sound in Excitebike is a little bit incorrect, where when your engine is about to overheat, it's supposed to change the audio, like the engine sound is meant to change a bit. Except on here it doesn't. I don't know if it's an issue with the ROM, although considering just how messed up what was that game? Yeah, Soul Brain. Considering just how broken the version was that they included on there, and the fact that I do have that same broken version on a real cartridge, tells me that, yeah, maybe they did something to the ROM that kind of broke the sound a little bit. Which is weird, because I don't think I've ever come across that in any multicarts. The multicart versions all seem to run about as well as the original release. Not that I have the original Famicom version of Excitebike, but I know what it's supposed to sound like, having played it through, you know, various other means, like, you know, the Nintendo NES streaming service. I'm pretty sure it has Excitebike on it. Definitely would have played it on there. Because I like Excitebike. That's where I played it last time. Cause after playing things like RoboCop 2, I kind of had to play something good. Ooh, okay, there we go. I think that was an extra life I just got. Also, I picked this to try to, like, go through chat as I was playing a game. I think I might have made a bad decision, because there's no way I can read chat while playing this at the same time. There's just too much going on. Like, this is one of those games you really got to zone in if you want to survive. Also, I wasn't actually paying attention as to what the high score is. Though, actually, you may have to beat a few levels for this to loop anyway. So, I don't know at what point this game loops. I've got to be honest. Oh yeah, this part is kind of a pain. I don't know, I like Exerion. It's one of those games that doesn't really tend to get talked much, but maybe it should. Just a little bit. Ooh, just a little bit. I picked up a whole bunch of, like, CD singles because they were cheap and because I wanted to use the cases for other things. Okay, here we go. See if I can do this. I don't know if there's actually a bonus for getting all the things. I'm going to assume there is. Because, you know, I mean, this was like shortly after Galaga come out, so it makes sense. Yeah. Endless single bullets. Well, it's not the version they included on here. The version on this just seems to run exactly the same as the regular version. Though I think I have got that version that you're talking about. Like, I have a multicart that I think gives you infinite bullets. Not that it matters. I don't really tend to run out of bullets anyway. So, yeah, it seems a bit inconsequential to me. But, yeah, I don't think we've reached the loot point, because I'm sure there's more enemy types that we haven't seen yet. And I've gotten, like, a good 100,000 points on this before. Also, yeah, I forget how this compares to the arcade game. I want to say graphically there's not much of a difference. Maybe I'm kidding myself. Like, it's been a while since I've looked at the arcade version at all. So maybe that version does look a lot better, but I don't think so. I think this is one of those where it looks largely the same. I mean, really the challenge with this game mainly comes from just the controls. Because you have this weird inertia that you don't get in most of these games. Like Galaxian, for instance, like you turn on a dime in that game. And that was really the standard for this style of game. This game, again, you really have to get used to the controls, but once you're used to it, it's good. I guess this really shows where my tastes in games are. Like I would much rather play this than most of the games I played on the previous stream. Yeah, so we've definitely not seen these enemies yet. Until we get to the part where the enemies start looping, I'm not going to call this complete. You know, I've got to be fair. I can't just say, oh, I beat the high score, therefore I win. It's not how it always works. And I don't remember how you deal with these ones. Yeah, like that. Ugh. I will say the sound effects in this aren't quite as good as something like Galaxian. Just not as classic. And, and then you got some weird colour choices like this. Like, what's going on here? It's like a really messed up version of Phoenix at times. At least, when you're dealing with these bigger enemies, it almost feels like that. Of course, there never was a version of Phoenix on the NES, but, you know, what are you going to do? No, I'm just going to wait for this one to exit. Again! Oh, here we go. Yeah, you see the interesting way the background scrolls? I don't know. I mean, to be fair, this was a very early game. This was 1985, I think. So... And, like, February 1985 of that. So there really wasn't much to compare this to at the time. There was a few. Binary Land. Probably not, if I had to guess. I mean, there's, what, like a 1 in 30-something chance of that coming up. But I can see what you mean. Yeah, because I understand it is time of year. I'm not really one for corporatism. I'm just like, you know what? Today's just another day. You know, every day is a good day to play Exerion. Maybe you can play it with your partner, if you have one. Maybe I'll do that later. Like, after I'm done with the stream, I'm like, hey baby, you want to have a go on some Exerion? But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of, okay, where would I put these games personally? Like, personal ranking? Because, like, most of the games on this page, I think, would be pretty high in terms of the game so far. Essentially, going by these first 5 pages, I mean, the nice code games obviously are at the bottom. Though, at the same time, like, Robocop 2 would be somewhere in the mix with them. Because Robocop 2 is, like, literally, like, nice code level. Like, it's... like, it's maybe a little bit more dense in terms of what it offers, but the game is so bad that it doesn't matter anyway. Ooh. Here we go. I want to see if I can get to the bone strap stage again. But yeah, it's like the nice code games and Robocop 2, I mean, they're at the bottom. I guess technically Tokyo Shirei Soulbrain would have to be at the bottom just because it doesn't work. As much as it pains me to say that. Okay, where is the loot point in this game? I may actually have to check this because I don't know. By the way, I was looking up... because the Robocop rap was linked into chat yesterday, which is one of the best YouTube videos. Because it's basically a 10-minute rap about just summing up the entire plot to Robocop. Hold on, let me see this. Also, yeah, this apparently was the first game made by what were they called? Tose. I think this was their first Famicom game. So actually quite a significant game, it must be said. And I know Tose's track record on the Famicom wasn't great, but I kind of like Tose. They have some good games, at least certainly when it comes to their earlier efforts at least. Later on, they were basically stuck in the baseball and shitey Bandai licensed game mines, but, you know, what are you going to do? Okay, where's the loot point in this? I'm trying to look this up. I'm trying to see if there's anything I missed. So I got, what was it, about 100,000 points. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything beyond what I've already done. I mean, as far as I can tell, yeah, it does seem like I got to the loot point. Because I'm just looking at, like, a playthrough video. You know, quote-unquote playthrough. I mean, you can't really play through this game. It's endless, but... yeah, I think this is it. I think what you've just seen there is essentially the whole game. Like, I don't think there's anything beyond this. Other than maybe the enemies getting a bit more aggressive, but... yeah, I think I'm going to mark that one down as a victory. You know? 107,000 points. Not bad. But, you know, what is more difficult? A classic space shooter? Or maths? Oh, here we go. Yeah, actually, let's play Calculate and let's play the exercise mode. Let's do both. What's the difference between Calculate A and B? I don't remember. Okay, what have we got here? Also, yeah, X-Throne. But yeah, Cash Grab Holiday. Yeah, sounds about right. Oh yeah, the 1995, the 95 in one. Minus 660. Well, I'm currently on minus 50. Oh, hold on. Minus 50, minus... Oh yeah, this is supposed to be a, like, 2-player mode, isn't it? Like, this is, like, you're supposed to have a second person to do this, but I don't have one. Because, yeah, good luck getting a second person to play Donkey Kong Jr. Maths. Actually, I have done that before. It's more fun than you might expect, weirdly. Also, I just noticed a problem with this, is that there's no 10. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to do this. Minus 9, and then multiply it by 9. Oh. Wait. No! Where did the not... You know... Okay, let's not do that. Let's do the other mode, because that's... I think the single-player mode? Let's try that out. You know, I think it is actually possible to set that up, which is the best part. No, don't go into... Okay. Yeah, how are we going to do... Oh, there's only one division problem? I thought there was supposed to be more than that. Fine, we'll do from top to bottom. Start off with addition. So do I have to do all the workings out as well? No, it doesn't seem like it. I forget how this works. So... That's 2. And that's 4. There we go. Okay, so I don't know what the question mark does. I'm guessing that's if you can't solve it. Yeah, so this is literally just a case of trying to solve all of them correctly. So... Yeah, there we go. That's 4. And that's, yeah, 54. Okay. Well... You know, they needed something to sell on launch. And, you know, you can't really go wrong with maths. As everyone knows, you cannot go wrong with a maths game. Okay, so let's do that. I'm also trying to read chat while doing these problems, by the way, so if I get it wrong, that's why. And I know that's why, because of my maths GCSE that I got at school. There we go. So I don't know how you meant to get 100. Are you just meant to, like, speedrun the maths? Like, how is anyone meant to do it that fast? Okay, well, I think I can speedrun this one at least. There we go. Is that 100? Okay, we got it. Oh god, imagine if they put calculus in this. Yeah, we're just gonna expect the kids to just know all about geometry. We ain't doing geometry, we're trying to play some games. And that's one thing entertainment system don't got. Nintendo system ain't got games. Okay. So it's at 1. It's 5, isn't it? Yeah. And then... Yeah, see, here's the thing. It's easy to input the number wrong by accident just because of the way that you enter the numbers. Like, obviously they're trying to tie this in with Donkey Kong Jr., but it's a little bit awkward. Okay, so I don't have to do the workings out at least. Is that supposed to be a yell? Doesn't really register as anything to me other than just old video game sound effect. What's that? That's 9. Yeah. Oh god. It's a long time. It's a long time. So we're on problem 10. Let's see if I can succeed. So, okay, how do I quantify beating this game? I guess if I just get all the problems correct. I guess. I mean, I don't really know how else you'd do it. I probably do have to do long division when it comes to that, though. I kind of want to go to that next, but we'll save it for last. Oh. Wait, does it... I thought you were supposed to complete all of them. Okay, I guess it just does it. You do one set of levels and then that's it. Okay, should I do all of these or should I just do, like, the harder ones? Yo, let's do this one. I want to see how this goes. Yeah, so look at how big this number is. It's going to be 1,000,000 something. Maybe not. But, yeah, so that's 0, 1. Yeah, carry the 1. And then that's going to be a 7, isn't it? 3? Yeah, so that's 3. And then 5. And then 9. Okay. Oh, okay, I did it. I'm not a complete idiot. I'm bad at games, but I'm not that bad when it comes to arithmetic. You got your own playlist. I apologize. Okay, let's see if I can just do this in my head. Oh. Okay, what was the answer? Because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, that's right, I forgot to carry the 1. Oops. See, I was good at maths when I was at school, and then I wasn't so good at maths after I left school, because I, you know, because I started doing other things with my life. Fine, we'll just do this. Yeah. See, I've just lost concentration. I'm like, you know what? Can't be asked. Like... Yeah, I'm just like, you know what? Too lazy for this. Okay, let's put it this way. Okay, if I can do the division problems, I'll count this as complete. If I fail on one of the division problems, we'll just say that I didn't do it. But we'll get this one out of the way. Okay. Oh yeah, the one where you can just select any world you want. I don't think I've got that on anything. I wish I did, because that genuinely looks quite interesting. Is that it? I was just kind of just speed doing it in my head. Okay. But, okay, after this I'll just try the division problems, because I want to see how this game handles that. Like, do you have to do long division? Or does the game just say no? Oh yeah, the fun time. Oh. Wait, there was a single cart that changed it to... Okay, I haven't heard of that one. I know the fun time. I don't know if I have any of the fun time systems, though. Be interesting. But, yeah, I don't think I have it. Okay, I was just kind of not even paying attention. I don't know. I think I sent a lot of them off for just preservation purposes, and I think because of that, a lot of them I just don't have anymore. Just because of that. Or maybe I traded them or sold them or whatever. Oh, hold on. Oh, what? It doesn't end... Okay, so if you mess it up, it doesn't let you retype in the answer. That is dumb. That is like, we couldn't be bothered to program in a way for you to correct this. Just like, oh, you have to enter the whole answer in again. Yeah, see, this is why no one plays Donkey Kong Jr. Maths anymore. Yeah, that's what I did. Problem is, some of them may have ended up getting lost along the way, or people just couldn't really do much with them. Glob tops and all that. Okay. The GameStar computer? I don't remember the GameStar computer. I certainly never had... I don't think I had that one, did I? Or if I did, I certainly don't remember it. maybe I had that at some point and it's just gone out of my memory, because I had to use that memory for other things, like remembering RoboQuop. RoboQuop? Yeah, the classic sequel to Quap. You know, everyone's favourite RoboQuop. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't have the keyboard. That was it. Yeah, I certainly never had one of those. I would have remembered. I probably would have kept it if I had one. Just because the idea of a Famicom keyboard amuses me a bit. Okay, we have to do the Division. Okay, if I can do the Division, then I'll call myself the winner. If I can't do the Division, then I'll just, you know, I'll just bin it and move on. Oh no, you do have to do long Division. Oh, see, I hate when they do this. Fine, so this is... Wait, what? Wait, how does this work? Free. Okay, how do the controls work on this bit? This is confusing. Okay, so that's 3, carry the 7. So, you gotta do 1, I think. See, this always mystifies me. Like, this is one of those things that you know how to do when you're, like 8 years old, and then, like, the instant that you graduate from school, you don't remember how to do it, because why would you ever want... like, why would you ever do this again? It's just... Also, yeah, to divide by 2, it's like 0, isn't it? Because I know that the answer is 36.5, but how am I supposed to do the working for that? I don't know. Because I know that this is 6. Like, I know that's correct. I mean, that's like 0, isn't it? I'm just going to put zeros in, and then I'm going to put, like, 5, because it's like half. Okay, what is the answer for this long division nonsense? This is one of those things where it's like, no one... like, the only person who would ever do this, who's older than, like, 12 years old, are maths teachers. They're the only people who would do it. Suffice to say, I'm not a maths teacher, because I just didn't want to be. Okay, we'll call that one a loss and we'll move on, because... like, who's going to watch that? Fine, let's play something that makes a bit more sense. Door. Oh. Wait, did the thing glitch out? What's going on? There's supposed to be a title screen, isn't there? No, I wasn't holding down start. The game just skips the title screen. Like, I don't know if the ROM is glitched, or if they, like, hacked it to remove the title screen. I don't know. It's like, yes, welcome to Door. We couldn't afford a title screen for this version. But, you know. Oh. Okay, so I held down and he jumped. Which I'm pretty sure is not usually how it works. For what it's worth, there is no chance in hell I'm going to be able to do this. Okay, so if you press down, he jumps, which I don't think is the case in the original, so... Yeah, this has to be a bad dump of the game, because I noticed the graphics look a little bit glitchy. Like, you look at the characters, and, yeah, like, I can't even jump. If I try to jump, it doesn't let me. Okay, this version of the game is just broken. Like, this doesn't work as it's supposed to. Like, you can see I collected the thing there, and it didn't count it. Yeah, I don't know what it is with the ROMs on the system, but so many of them just don't work. You know, like if you remember, you know, Soul Brain or Excitebike where there's just glitches going on. Hello Hazard, how you doing? I'm trying to play Door. Unfortunately, whoever put the ROM on here managed to break the game. So, yeah, it's a bit of a problem. Like, I'm pretty certain after you close the doors, you're not supposed to be able to use them again. But here I can, which I don't think is how it's supposed to work. It's an interesting game, actually, because this was, I think, Enix's first game for the Famicom. I think they did make games prior to this on PC, but... yeah, this is the first Famicom game. Again, unfortunately, this doesn't seem to be a good way to play it. Yeah, it's like they just couldn't get it to work. Like, I held up. I pressed up to climb the ladder, and it just didn't work. It's like, does this have infinite lives? Because I'm pretty sure I should have gotten a game over by this point. Maybe this has infinite lives, I don't know. Which would be great, except it doesn't. Also, the controls being broken makes it pretty much unplayable. I mean, this game is already super hard anyway, just because of the fact that you have to beat 50 lives on one credit without any passwords or anything. And this game would be great if it had passwords, but it doesn't. And this version just being straight up broken on top of that, like, it just doesn't function as it's supposed to. Bit of a problem. So, let's try another game that's really hard. And I want to show you just how hard this is. F1 Race. I don't know if anyone's looked at the Retro Achievements set for this game, but if you look on Retro Achievements, this is literally one of the hardest games on that website. It's insane. I'm going to try to see if I can get this on page, just to evidence this. Of course, I get a picture of Mr. Bean as I tried looking this up. Okay, let me get this on screen. Where is that? Yeah, here we go. Oh, no, no, this is hardest achievement. No, this is... I want hardest games. Of course, we have Jimmy White's Whirlwind Snooker up here. What we got? Game Ground. Where is it? Because it used to be up here. Unless they changed the achievement set to make it easier or something. It used to be on this page somewhere, but no, it isn't. Yeah, they must have changed it. Either they retired the set, or they, like, removed all the really hard achievements. I don't know. Let me see. No, it's... yeah, look at that. 41,000 points. Yeah, 7 people beat the game, apparently. I don't know how. But, like, you look at the... I mean, you look at the achievements. Like... yeah, one person mastered it. Congrats to that person, because they're way better at this game than I am. And I've gotten pretty far into this as well. Planet Smashers? I don't think that's on this. It'd be funny if it was on here. Oh. Yeah, that's back up. Okay, let's try level 3 and see how far I get. Just because I want to show off this mode, because it's interesting. Now, this actually is a personal favourite on the Famicom. Like, as I say, this game is super hard. It's kind of what makes it stand out to me more than anything. I mean, the Atari 7800 pole position is also pretty high up there. Certainly when you get to the last track, like, the difficulty varies a lot based on the level that you're on. But, yeah, anyone who's tried beating this game, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, Rad Racer, I would say, is easier. Because at least with Rad Racer, you can just use level select to get to the level you're on. Or continues, because there is a continue code in that game. This game does not have continues. Like, you run out of time, that's it. Like, you crash on, well, pretty much anything above level 1. On difficulty 1. Like, you're basically done. Like, you're not making it to the next race. And like I say, I've never even made it to the last level. It's just that the preceding level, you get so little time. Like, I swear, like, you can do it without crashing and actually going at a pretty decent pace, and you'll still run out of time. I don't know what the secret is. There is a way to get, like, super speed, but it's near impossible from what I remember. I've never done it. Yeah. Like, first level on this level difficulty, and I still...
And this
okay, this doesn't really fit, considering this game doesn't really have music, but sure. You know, when I lose, I'll do the Mr. T clip. I mean, I probably could beat this game if I was playing on level 1 or level 2, but I wanted to give myself a real challenge. You know, considering that I basically gave myself the Galaxian one earlier. Let's do a hard one. Those are your Ashens. Thankfully, this controller is pretty decent. Aside from having a lack of a select button, or it's not select, it does have select, I mean turbo buttons. So that's the one real problem that this controller has, lack of turbo buttons. Other than that, works great. Like the D-pad actually works okay. I don't think it has a pivot on it, but it feels better than most of these clone systems do, I will give it that. Maybe not quite on the level of the real NES Mini, but certainly dealt with a lot worse. The amount of clone systems I've played, that shouldn't really be much of a surprise. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to just dub in the pole position song. Maybe I'll do that on the next race. Assuming I even get that far. By the way, trying to play this and talk at the same time. Just adding another layer of challenge on top of this. Because, yeah, if you ever tried to commentate whilst you're playing it... Hold on, let me do this. I have to do this. Yeah, here it is.
Hey! Yeah? You look like a real jerk. Well, I am a corporate executive.
He stops exciting things from happening.
So what you doing? Well, Muffy, Buffy, Biff Jr. and I are going on our Sunday drive. Oh, no, you ain't. You're gonna play pole position!
Yeah, I think that sums it up pretty well. By the way, you know that the ice hockey ad starred Phil Hartman? But yeah, I don't think there ever was a higher quality version, or certainly not the full version anyway. And that is a shame, because I would love to find that. But yeah, as I say, F1 race, I mean, if you can beat this game, I tip my hat to you, because this game is crazy hard. And yes, it is still one of my favourites. You know, it's not like I dislike every game that's hard. There are some that I like. It's generally the more score-based ones, though. Okay, let's play some Formation Z. You know what's really funny, by the way? You know they're actually making a sequel to this game? Like, this year? Like, they're releasing a sequel to it? Which is crazy to me. Because this game essentially came and went. Like, you know, it was released in arcades in, I think, 1984. And then, yeah, they released this game, ported it to a couple systems, and then it, yeah, just kind of disappeared. This game's alright. I kind of like this one. I think this is another Jellicoe and Tose joint as well. Like this, I want to say was essentially the follow-up to Exerion. Like this came out a couple months after that game. Like Exerion was Jellicoe's first Famicom game. This, I think, was their second. So it's kind of funny that we get to see their first games on stream. Okay, I'm going to get my energy back. Oh yeah, I forgot to play the Mr. T.
Quit your jibber jabber! You ain't hurt! You pathetic!
There we go. There's your Mr. T for today. Earth God? Is that a ROM hack of this? That's to say, I know that they're releasing a Formation Z2. I think that's what it's called, anyway. Which is quite funny. But yeah, Formation Z2, which I think is coming out for Switch 2 and the PlayStation 5. So yeah, you got a PlayStation 5 or a Switch 2, you can play the sequel to this when it comes out this year. Also, here we are in Egypt. You can tell it's Egypt because you've got the Sphinx in the background. Ugh. Okay, let's not get killed. By the way, you don't want to go near the top of the screen, because if you do that, I think it actually slows down the scrolling, which is bizarre. I don't really understand how that works, but yeah. That is this game. I don't know. There's a little bit of jank to it, but I mean, this is, you know, early 1985, so... I think the jank is a little more excusable here than it is compared to something like RoboCop, which came out years after this. There we go. So that is boss number 1 complete. By the way, this is all one level. This essentially is a game... Also, apologies for the flashing. I forgot this game does that. But yeah, this game essentially you have one level that loops. But in this case, it's actually quite a long level. Usually, you know, when it comes to these like one level games where it just loops the same one over and over, usually it's something like Galaxian where you just get a single screen of enemies and you have to kill them. Here, there's a lot more to it, which does make it interesting. But yeah, again, apologies for the flashing. It's something you have to expect with a lot of these old Famicom games. Like, flashing effects were just what they did. It's also weird that the... Yeah, it is weird that the... like, your energy meter, which gradually goes down when you're in the air, it stops if you... Yeah, it actually stops if you get to the boss fight, which is weird. I guess they didn't want people to, like, complain because they died during the boss fight because they ran out of engine. Yeah, this is one of those games that maybe has a bit more to it than people give it credit for. Because, again, this is still level 1. And it looks completely different. I guess it feels like several different levels that they combined into one. In a sense, I guess. Also, yeah, I don't really know what the point of the tanks is. I know if you crash into them, you die, but beyond that, I don't know. The only reason I'm staying on the ground here is just because I don't want to run out of energy. Once those, like, flying enemies turn up again, I'll probably start flying. Formation Z, go flying! Oh, here we go. Okay, let me grab this wing, and then let's try not to get killed. I do like the parallax scrolling. It's actually quite impressive for the time. You know, I mean, this, again, early 1985 release, you didn't really get parallax scrolling much at this point. Not on Famicom, anyway. So, graphically, this would have been quite impressive for the time. Obviously, we've seen much more graphically impressive games on the system that came out after it, but... Also, my energy meter just paused. I don't know what's going on there. And then you got this bit, which looked a bit like that boss out of Gradius. Which is funny, because I did play Gradius on this thing pretty recently. It is on here, and Gradius is probably the better game, to be honest, but, you know. Again, probably better off just ignoring these things. I think eventually they just stop spawning if you don't hit them. By the way, if you hold down the button, it does this. And you actually need to do this in order to beat the boss fights. So, like, the one boss that you saw earlier that I beat, like, you can see that I killed it in one hit. That's the secret. This one takes more hits, though. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Oh. Oh, I think I did it. Yes! Bonus my energy! Also, yeah, Convert Soldier. I don't think I've played that one. I don't think there was ever a dump of it, but I've seen it and it looks more or less the same. Pretty much just, I think the like music is different, and I think that's it. But like the graphics and everything else are basically the same as this. But yeah, I got the bonus my energy. So, you know, we're doing good. By the way, if you fly all the way up, you'll notice the clouds scroll at a different speed. And I think you actually use more energy trying to get to the next location if you fly up there. So you really want to be avoiding that part if you actually intend to play this further. But yeah, actually multiple bosses. Is this the first video game that has one level that has more than one boss fight in it? Because I can't think of any that predate this. Okay, I'm going to need at least 45 energy for this. I don't actually know if the bosses change or not. I don't remember what the repeat levels do. Because this is obviously just level 1 again. But it's maybe a little bit harder. Although I can't really see where the difference is. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's play a little bit further. Oh, no, and just, yeah, get destroyed by that thing. Because there's no way I could have reacted to that. Like, that's the thing. Sometimes enemies just appear in such a way that you just die. I do think this maybe could have done with a bit of in-game music, though. Okay, so the enemies do seem to be a bit more aggressive. Fire more shots. But, like, you notice that if I'm at the bottom part, the screen scrolls differently, which is weird. I don't really understand it. Here we go. Okay, let's try not to get killed by those things, and let's fly in the air. See if I can do this boss fight again. Because, yeah, if you try to beat the boss using your regular shots, nothing happens. So you have to know about that charge shot ability to get anywhere with this. Oh, it's a one-bite change? You know, it doesn't really surprise me that much, considering, I mean, the caliber of Inventors ROM hacks, like, the way they tended to be. Yeah, by the way, that was the boss. That was the boss fight. So yeah, Billiard 2008, or Bishard 2008, however you pronounce that. Yeah, Bumpty Bop. Which doesn't even sound like a video game. It sounds like, I don't know, a bad doo-wop song from the 50s. To me, at least. Not really seeing a whole lot different with this level. Also, there's no options to change difficulty or anything like that. Like, this difficulty is all you get. Oh, no, you don't. Oh. By the way, that's what happens if you land on the tank. You just get killed immediately. Yeah, and those things, I don't know what you're supposed to do against them. It's just kind of, like, pray that they don't shoot when they're right next to you. There we go. You know what? Since it effectively is just one level that loops over and over, and I did get the high score, I'm going to put that down as game completed number 10. We are officially in the double digits, and that's probably where we're going to stay. But hey, I feel better now. So there we go, that's Formation Z for you. Again, I don't think anything really changes beyond what you saw. Frontline. Okay, of all the games on this page, this I'm pretty certain is the worst one. Like, Door, if we're talking specifically about the ROMs on the system, Door might be the worst, just because of how broken the ROM is. Just broken graphics, no title screen, controls don't work as they're supposed to. And that's not a fault of the original game, that's just whoever put the system together just used a bad ROM. I don't think Door is a great game, but if it had a password system, it would be good. That one is EZ. Oh, yes. But, yeah, let's play some Frontline. Or Hassle, as you might know it. So this is a bit like Formation Z, in the sense that you only really get one level, but that level goes on for a while. But I'm going to tell you right now, I like Formation Z. I don't like this game. I think this game is bad. Like, this was one of Taito's first Famicom games, and Taito didn't really have a great track record when it came to Famicom. Like, or certainly, like, console games for a while. Like, I don't know what it is, but a lot of their, like, early console games were, well, stuff like this. Just games that, well, just games that, yeah, people didn't like. They didn't really do well. Well, they maybe sold well at retail. There's certainly one game that I imagine had to have sold plenty of copies that is probably on this system. But as I say, this was one of their first and possibly one of their worst. I mean, this was possibly an important game in the sense that this effectively is, well, just a prototypical run-and-gun game, essentially, similar to Commando or Ikari Warriors. But there were a fair few games like this on the Famicom and on the NES. And, yeah, good luck aiming your weapon, by the way. The character's hand, like, whichever hand he's using to hold the weapon, changes constantly, and it's confusing, and doesn't make any sense. Also, the tank that you get here is random. Sometimes you get a big tank, other times you get a small tank. If you get a small tank, then, you know, tough tits, you just have to tough it out. And again, pretty certain it's random. It's not based on, like, the level that you're on, or loop, or whatever. Yeah, so basically if you get the small tank, you're done. Like, you might as well reset. Like, you basically have to pray the game gives you the big tank. But yeah, this is how you play it, by the way. If an enemy spawns near you, just try to shoot them. Otherwise, you're probably okay ignoring them. The thing is, if you get hit when you're in the big tank, you sometimes get a chance to jump out. A bit like Ikari Warriors in a sense. I'm going to tell you right now that the NES version of Ikari Warriors is a terrible game. Like, I would not wish that game on my worst enemy. And this game is on a similar level to that. Like, this is... this one's pretty dismal. As much as I like early Famicom games, this is... I would say one of the first real duds on the system. Like, this is one where I'm like... Yeah, you don't really want to bother with this. Is it one of the worst games on the system? Probably not. But, you know, it's... Like I said, Taito's track record when it came to the Famicom was not great. Like, some of their later games were alright, but... Yeah. Like, and sometimes the game just does that and you just get killed and you really can't do anything. Like I say, this game... I think this is another one that Toze made, and... You know, whatever you want to say about games like Exerion or Formation Z, this is, yeah, like a tenth the quality of those. I mean, like, you look at how the background, like, 90% of the background is just a flat grey colour. Like, they couldn't even give it a texture. It's just, ugh. It's enough for me to say that, you know, actually maybe Ikari Warriors is a better game, because at least there was a bit more to it. And it had more than one level. Granted, the levels took an eternity to beat, but it had levels. Okay, I beat a level. I don't think Super Monkey Daiboken is on this. I might be wrong, but I don't recall seeing it on the list. Yeah, I think mediocre is the best word to sum up this one. It's like, you could play it, but... Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those that really just did not age well. Like... Considering what other games of this type you could have gotten on the Famicom, like within, like, a year or two of this, like, Commando is way better than this. Even with its weird graphical glitches. And again, I mean, Ikari Warriors may also be better, because at least they tried to do more with it. Like, they made the levels, like, super long. Maybe to a fault... But they were going for something with it. You know, I give them points for trying. Still wouldn't want to play it, mind you. But, you know. Though, granted, I don't think that game is on this. And yet they included this game. Also, I don't know what the high score is. If it's 10,000, I'm probably not going to get it. Because you look at how these enemies are dealing with me. Also, are they able to shoot further now? Because it kind of looks like it. I don't know. Yeah. So basically, yeah. Like, survival feels more like luck rather than skill. I don't know. It just feels like there's not really much in the way of skill involved with playing this game. And, yeah, since you have to get 10,000 points to beat the highest score, I'm going to count that one as a fail. Even though it effectively is just one level, but... yeah, the score system in this isn't really worth bothering with. Again, Taito's early Famicom games, usually pretty bad. And that is a great example of that. It's not even the worst one. There are worse. I can definitely think of one that I would say is absolutely worse than that. But hey, at least we have to finish off this page with a good game. Yeah, no surprises from me saying that. I think you all know this one. But as I say, yeah, one level game. I have beaten the high score on that one before, but... I mean, given how poor the game is, I can't really sound too upset. That's when I'm like, you know what? I don't think I really want to play that game any longer to get the high score. This game, I remember once on stream I got something like 180,000 points on it. I got a lot of points. Okay, let's see what we do here. Oh yeah, I forgot the enemies were... they're a bit more aggressive from the off. Also, I'm going to say right now, I'm not good at Galaga. I got lucky at this game once. And I can tell you right now, that's not happening again. Considering that I died like 30 seconds into the game. And the first like 25 seconds was just a formation thing at the beginning. Let's at least try to do this. Yeah, considering that I died like 30 seconds in, I don't think I'm going to be doing any challenges or anything like that. I think just surviving for a couple of levels is to the extent I can do. Yeah. Yeah, you want to see the worst attempt at Galaga in history? You might be watching it. This is like a 2-year-old trying to play this game. Fine, yeah, I'm just going to go full on cheese mode. And just, like, mash the buttons and hope for the best. Because I feel like trying to, like, use the game's systems isn't really worth it. Unless you're, you know, unless you're, like, the god of Galaga, it's not happening. Also, half the time the enemies just fly, like, from off the bottom of the screen, which is kind of cheap. They didn't do that in Galaxian. You know, I have a confession to make. I think I actually prefer Galaxian. Which is something that seems to be like... which seems to be like a real... like, a real heresy. It's an act of heresy saying that. Because everyone says, oh, yeah, Galaga basically supersedes Galaxian. I think those people are crazy. Like, Galaxian is really a test of accuracy. This game, they just threw in a whole bunch of stuff into it. I don't know. But, like, this is one of those games I can only really play it if I'm in the right mood for it. Galaxian, I don't know, I find that I'm in the mood to play it more often. And because of that, I kind of prefer it. So, yeah, Gap Plus, I haven't played it that much. I don't know, I never really bothered with the sequels to this for the most part. Like, I've played them a little bit, like Galaga 88 and whatever, like, I played them a bit, but I haven't played them that much. This is one of those games where, depending on the day, I'm either, like, terrible at it, or I'm, like, vaguely competent. Yeah, Bosconian is a way better game. Like, Bosconian is one of the best arcade games ever made. Galaga is okay, but it's no Bosconian. So, I think we'll leave that and move on to the next page. So that was page 11. If you want to display it on screen, I think you can see that on there. So that's page 11 done. Now let's move on to page 5. Because we all know that 5 comes after 11. Oh no, we're going to get some more interesting light-era stuff, aren't we? Yeah, here are the games I looked at last time. Or some of them at least. Interesting selection. And so is this. Oh, I'm just looking at some of these games. Like, they put Mortal Kombat 4 on this. It's like, you know, we've got 32 megabytes. What do we want to put on the system? You know, we've only got so much space to include all the classics. Well, you know, we don't really want to bother with Legend of Zelda or anything like that, but we got to have Mortal Kombat 4 and Street Fighter. And, you know, Street Fighter 201. I don't know what happened to the other 194 Street Fighter games, but sure. I mean, we got Snow Brothers on here at least. Spider-Man. Yeah, Mortal Golbat. Whatever happened to Mortal Zubat? I kind of want to play Mortal Kombat, I'm not going to lie. But, no, let's start off with Street Fighter 201. Yep, here we go. You may know this one. I'm not going to lie, I have no memory of how this game controls. Or, like, there's like a whole bunch of different controls that you do in this. And how you do any of them, I don't know. Also, yeah, Ken, he decided, you know what? I don't have any interest in the frontier. I just want to be a Bitcoin man. That's what actually happened to him soon after this. But they left Troy as a pile of jelly on the floor. Presumably not pink jelly. Yeah, if this game had pink jelly in it, it'd be the greatest game ever made. Like, it would be the best Street Fighter game. The killer's path is pretty easy to trace. Like, what is going on here? Oh no. Sorry, I'm trying to read this plot. It's like, what even is this? Like, oh yeah, like Street Fighter, you know, that series about the man that can throw fireballs out of his hands, and the other one that turns to electricity, and the woman that does the flying kicks and all that. It's like, I don't know. Also, this looks like a Resident Evil character. This does not look like Street Fighter. Is that what the jellyfing was referring to? Almost a Jill sandwich? Almost a jelly sandwich? I don't even know. But yeah, like, this game is weird. Especially in the context of Street Fighter. Like, this is one of those games, I look at it and I'm like, how did this even happen? Yes, cyboplasm. You know, it's funny too. I've seen a bunch of clone systems that have that, like their little transition screen, where they use that as the background. And again, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't remember the controls for this. Actually, I don't think I ever figured them out to begin with. Because, like, there's, like, weirdness. Like, they tried to make them control, like, Strider a little bit. Where you could do, like, the somersault. Like, how do you do it? Oh, I think it's like, yeah. It's like, oh. It's like up and jump or something weird like that. This is one of those games that's, like, is somewhat infamously hard. Maybe not as much as, like, Ninja Gaiden 3, but it certainly has a reputation for it. By the way, if you hold down circle, not circle, if you hold down and press B, he kicks upwards into the air. It's weird. Yeah, a good luck even beating the first level of this. I think that's the problem with this game. Like, you need the manual to know how to play it. Like, trying to play this without, like, it's like you need to have, like, a reference for the controls, like, as soon as you start the game. Otherwise, you're not even getting past this first level. And what that C does, I don't remember. I think it's like a power up of some sort, but again, the game doesn't make any attempt to explain it. It's just kind of like, yep, you can do this. And like, sometimes you can spam shots, other times you can't. And again, it doesn't really make much sense to me. Like, it's like, who is this? Yep, target. It's just a flying scorpion that just kills you in like 3 minutes. Yeah, this game really could have done with like an in-game like explanation of the controls. It's really funny because I saw Kickmaster like listed right after this. A game that actually does tell you what the controls do. Like, there's a menu for that in the options. And yeah, this game probably could have done with that as well. This is one of those games like some people seem to consider a classic and others are just like, yeah, this is not good. Like, depending on who you ask. I've seen, yeah, both sides of the coin. Depending on who you ask, this game's either a classic or it's, yeah, just kind of like a mess that doesn't really make any sense. Yeah, like, the boss just seems to die at random. Like, again, this game, I could never make sense of it. It's like, okay, well, where am I supposed to go? It's like, okay, you gave me, like, 5 seconds to get to the exit. I don't even know where it is. The game doesn't tell you where the exit is. You just have to know where it is in advance. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It just kind of throws you in. I think that's the problem like a lot of these games had back in the day. Not specifically to the NES, though the NES is certainly pretty bad when it comes to it. But just the games where they don't tell you how to play them. It's like, if you don't have the manual, you're not getting anywhere with them. Or if you don't have, like, an FAQ. Like, this is, like an absolute, like, FAQ game. But it's like, okay, well, where was I supposed to go? It's not like the level fits on one screen. Like, it should just go to the next level after you beat it. Like any normal game. So, okay, well, what am I supposed to do here? Yeah. This is one of those games where I'm just like... Yeah, like, I've played this for maybe, like, 15 minutes, and I didn't bother to play beyond that. And it is because of stuff like this, where it's just like... I don't know. It's just like, no, I don't get this game. I don't get this game, and I don't think I want to get it. Yeah, like, this is making me miss the Street Fighter bootlegs, because at least with those, I knew what I was supposed to do. It's like, okay, you have to... like, at least the controls in those games made more sense. Where this game is just like a bad fever dream. Yeah. Like, what even is the hitbox? No, we are doing whatever the other game was. That game, no. That's one of those games, I look at it, I'm like, I don't know why anyone would want to play this. When you could play... Like, honestly, I would rather play this game, because at least... You know, at least in 5 to 12 People Street 6, at least I know how to play it. Yeah. Yeah, throw Street Fighter 201 into the bin. Because this is the real Street Fighter, not that fake Street Fighter that you just saw. You know, did that game have Blanca in it? I don't think it did. It certainly didn't have Guile. I can tell you right now, by the way, the controls in this game are also messed up, but for different reasons. Who's a good one to play? Let's just go for Guile. I don't really care at this point. I love the map. Like, they couldn't be bothered to draw a map. They just put a bunch of dots and said, yeah, here's the USA, here's Japan, here's the USSA. Yeah, good luck playing this one, by the way. Like, this is one of those where the computer will just constantly do special moves over and over. And it's virtually impossible to, like, control. Maybe not control, but, like... Okay, here's the thing. The controls in this, to do the special moves... You know how in Street Fighter, usually, to do special moves, the way that you do it is, yeah, you have to, I don't know, charge, like, do charge moves, like Guile, for instance. Or, you're supposed to, what is it, do, like, quarter circle movements. Like, that's usually how this game works. Not in this bootleg. In this game, it has some of the most messed up controls ever. Because what you have to do in this game is you literally have to, like, press A, B, and, like, a direction on the D-pad at the same time. And you have to get it, like, almost frame perfect. If you're off by, like, 1 frame, it doesn't count. Like, it's insane. And doesn't make any sense. I think they were trying to do, like, Street Fighter 1 controls. But it doesn't really... Yeah, it doesn't really work. I mean, there's a reason why Street Fighter 2 changed up the controls from Street Fighter 1. It's because Street Fighter 1 just had bad controls. Like, there's a reason why none of the other Street Fighter games play like it. And, like, you see here, where sometimes the AI just goes into full-on cheese mode. And it's virtually impossible to beat. That's the thing about this game. Like, no matter what you do, like, the computer will cheat its arse off. Like, the only way to play this is to... You pretty much need a turbo controller. Or you have to be a god at mashing, like, 3 different buttons at the exact same time. It's pretty much unplayable otherwise. Like... And the other sad part is, like, that's still better than RoboCop 2. Like, RoboCop 2 is genuinely a worse game than that. Because at least this game, I could play through it with a turbo controller, and I have done so before. And that's the saddest thing about it. What should I play next? I'm probably going to play one more game and then go to break, I think. Let's do, Should I do Kickmaster or Final Fight? I'm on a Capcom one. Let's play a good Capcom game. Because I don't like Street Fighter 2010. Like, that game is a confusing mess that doesn't make any sense to me. And I don't think I want to figure out how that game works. At least this game, I know how to play it. Yeah, we'll do Mortal Kombat 4. We will do that today, I promise. But we're going to start off with some Mighty Final Fight. Also, yeah, the story starts. Yeah, you're fooling no one by editing that screen, by the way. So let's see what's going on with this. So, like, who is this? It looks like a Big Daddy from BioShock. Like, that is not a man. It isn't supposed to be the villain, but I don't know. You know, you do get some good art with this. Very Mega Man-esque, I would say. It's like, they were like, you know, we want to put Final Fight on the NES, but we can't just do a straight conversion because the NES isn't really designed for that. So let's just redraw everything and make it different. Okay, here we go. Here we go, press start. I like just the random dot near the bottom of the screen. It's like they forgot to remove that. Okay, here we go. I kind of want to play as Haga. There we go, Code Guy Haga. Yeah, let's play as Haga. I don't really care at this point. Also, there's only 5 levels, which I think was also true of the SNES version, wasn't it? Because, yeah, you might know this game from the SNES conversion. But yeah, Final Fight, so this game, it's kind of like, well, kind of a remake or downport or whatever of the first Final Fight game, I think. It feels like it. Maybe this is meant to be its own thing, but... I like that, by the way, I just hit him from a distance. Also, wait, what video is this? Okay, well, you can't send the links in chat, apparently. You'll have to send it up to me on Discord or something like that. Also, yeah, it's kind of tragic. As good as the soundtrack is, unfortunately, these clone systems have ruined my ability to appreciate the soundtrack, because I've heard this song so many times, I never want to hear it again. It's like how a lot of people get fatigued with Christmas music. That's kind of how I feel with this game's soundtrack. It's just like... It's just... Oh, I've heard this song so many times, and... Yeah.
And this soundtrack.
But yeah, to be fair, this game is good. This is kind of what Street Fighter 2010 probably should have been. Just like a side-scrolling beat-em-up. Would have made a lot more sense than whatever the game was. By the way, you also get this, like, experience system, which is odd for a beat-em-up. I guess similar to what Double Dragon did, actually. Okay, well, I'll take a look at that in a bit. I'm in the middle of, well, trying to play some Final Fight. I'm probably going to be rubbish at this, but I'd like to at least get a couple of levels in. And I think you can just dodge the barrels and you're fine. You can't climb down the ladder, though. I'm pretty sure Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters is on this. I think it's actually on the first page, in fact. Yeah. The problem is, like, 9 times out of 10, this arsehole will just hit you over and over. Is this meant to be Andorra? I assume, because I don't know who else it's supposed to be. The problem is, the game doesn't actually make an effort to tell you who the enemies are. It just says enemy. Like, they didn't bother to write down the enemy's name, like in Extreme Rage, or like even the like the other versions of this. Also, you can do this, which is fun to do. No, they took out all the copyrights on this. But yeah, with Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters, I don't know. But I know it's on this, because it's on the first page. So, that kind of gives the game away. Oh, here we go. what's this guy's name? Damned? Or, no, Thrasher. I guess they changed his name because they weren't allowed to use the word damn on the Nintendo. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I remember this. Yeah, if you answer the questions correctly, he loses health. Yes. Oh, I'm superior. Maybe you're stronger than you look. I'm gonna say no. You dare refuse the mad gear? Hold on. Are you supposed to use jumps for this? Can't remember. Like in the other versions, you know, like arcade SNES, whatever. Like normally just normally just calls for backup. I don't think he does that here though, which is good because that original boss fight is kind of annoying. But yeah, whether or not Tournament Fighters has copyright information, I don't know. I haven't actually checked it on the system. When we eventually do page 1, we'll see that for sure. So, I don't remember the boss fight being this easy. Oh, of course he has 0 health because he likes to be a git. There we go. But yeah, Ninja Turtles 3. I hope it has copyright info because the version that I've got is it's just straight up broken. Like I've got a multicart that has Ninja Turtles 3 on it, and yeah, unfortunately it doesn't really work because they took out all the copyrights, and because of that, well, basically broke the game. So like the game is literally impossible, and the enemies do like way more damage, I think, as well. So because of that, I wasn't really able to get far on the cartridge that I've got. Oh, here we go. So they have Poison in this version. She wasn't in the SNES version, but she is in this one. Also, I'm going to tell you straight up, the SNES version of Final Fight is not very good. Like, so much so that I think, like, the Final Fight 2 on the SNES was essentially made as an apology for how bad the first one was. It's kind of like, okay, we did, like, a really bad version of Final Fight. Here's, like, the good version, but we replaced some of the characters. Which is kind of weird, but, you know. I'm sure there's, like, a secret to being good at this. I never figured it out. There we go. Try blocking that, you, you dink. And, oh god, I've heard this song on so many plug-and plays as well. Hold on, are the enemies weak to the... No. I was thinking, like, are they all weak to the jump kick? No, some of them just block it. Which kind of makes sense. It'd be funny if I could just cheese my way through the game just doing nothing but jump kicks. A bit like the Master System version of Pit Fighter allows you to do that. Yeah, because you've got this dick who basically blocks most of your attacks. He likes to waste your time. Right, I'm just going to keep grabbing him over and over until he relents. Presumably not relent who. Who I think, like, his name was just badly translated, wasn't it? Also, they put so many of the running dudes in here because they know they're just annoying to deal with. You don't know to just, yeah, do that. Thankfully, there's no timer, so I can just keep cheesing them. Like this. Has anyone here actually beaten this game, by the way? Master System version of My Hero. I never beat that game properly. I have a multi-cart that has like 2 versions of it, and one of them basically skips the boss fight, which is actually a lot easier than the rest of the game, from what I remember. Oh, you've beaten this game. Okay, Charlie, how do the later levels change up? Because I don't think I've ever played more than like 2 or 3 levels into this. See, the enemies just, like, they have, like, cheese moves. Basically, if you don't attack them within, like, a certain frame, then they just get the hits in. Feels like the way to deal with half of them is just to keep, like, mashing the, well, not mashing, but, like, jumping into them. Like, just doing, like, a jump kick. Because most of them don't really seem to be able to block that very well. Not necessarily. I mean, like, this is a good soundtrack. Again, it's very much like Christmas music for a lot of people, where like the music's perfectly fine. It's just I'm fatigued on it. Wait, each character is a difficult... Wait, how does that work? So is Haga meant to be like the hard mode? Because they don't explain that at any point in this. Again, it's probably a similar problem to, like, the Street Fighter, like, 2010. They don't explain enough. Like, they really need to tell you a lot more than what they actually do. So... Okay, so how does the difficulty actually vary? Like, are the enemies actually harder to fight? Or is it just a case of the controls being harder to do? I don't actually know. Because I kind of assumed that there would essentially be more or less the same difficulty, just with different moves. I do know that, like, you see here that Haga starts at level 3, and the other two, I think, start at level 1. Haga doesn't really need to level up as much, because he's Haga. Like, why would he need to? He's already a wrestler. Having him start level 1 would just be wrong. Yeah, this really does feel like the best strategy is just to do this over and over. It's not the most exciting way, but it works. It certainly works a lot more than, like, just trying to punch everyone. Because when the computer just cheeses the same move over and over, yeah, I'm going to do the same back to them. Yeah, like, this is the method. Just keep doing this. Also, it's annoying that sometimes the enemies don't have any health left, but they're not actually dead. I never understood that with these Capcom games. It just didn't make sense. I didn't get it in Street Fighter, I don't get it in this. Though it is amusing that they just write the word fighter on the bottom of the, on the ground. There we go. Here's a good old Sodom. You know, everyone's favourite character. Why was he called Sodom anyway? Like, was he meant to have, like, a twin called Gamora? That would have been funny. Here we go, the Slam Master. Well, you're talking to Mike Haga, so... Yeah, I'd think twice before you say that. Also, I can't remember if there's any, like double tap moves or anything. Because I don't think this is like Street Fighter... Oh, no, not Street Fighter. Streets of Rage 2. Where you can, like, double tap the D-pad. Wait, is he also weak to the jump? Like, look at this. Does Haga have the most powerful jump in gaming? I will say this, by the way. As good as this game is, I do think it's missing a few things. Mostly, you know, I'm just gonna... Okay, I was actually trying to do the special move, and... Yeah, it's like the Street Fighter bootleg, where you have to press the buttons at the exact same time, otherwise it just doesn't count for some reason. Or maybe I just didn't have enough health to do it. I don't know. The game doesn't give you any kind of notification if you don't. Well, unfortunately, I don't have that, so we're just going to have to ignore that mechanic entirely. Unless the game is willing to let me level up, which I don't think it's going to. Yeah, this sucks. Like, I'm sure there's like a specific move that you're meant to use against him, but I don't know what it is. It is like trying to fight the Streets of Rage bosses. Like, you just have to know, like, which specific move they're weak to, and then just use that. Yeah, pile driver. Well, I get that, but also, like, if I try to approach him, like, half the time he just hits me anyway. Yeah, like that. Like, I was trying to grab him, and it's like, no, you're not allowed to grab me this time. Yeah, it's like, if you try to grab him, most of the time he just hits you anyway. Like, it doesn't even give you the chance to grab him, so the pile driver is effectively useless because of that. Unless you got a lot of health left. I don't know, like, Streets of Rage, like, well, the first game at least, those bosses could get kind of cheap. Like, Mona and Lisa? Like, no. I don't remember if you're supposed to hit the barrels or just avoid them. I think you're just supposed to dodge them, aren't you? The problem is, the game doesn't tell you, okay, you're meant to hit the barrels, or you're meant to avoid the barrels. Oh, you're supposed to... See, again, the game really should just say, oh, yeah, by the way, you're supposed to hit the barrels. Just, I don't know. It's that kind of thing, like, you wouldn't know the first time. Unless maybe it tells you in the manual, but I suspect it doesn't. Because it feels like the sort of thing that you're supposed to avoid. Makes more sense in my head, anyway. So yeah, you really don't get enough XP for these enemies either. Like, this kind of makes me want to play River City Ransom just because there was more to that game. Like this, it's got 1 or 2 bits of River City Ransom, like the art style a little bit, and of course the XP system, but it doesn't feel as good as those. I don't know. It's just, it's like a step below a game like that. Actually, I think the biggest problem of this game, more so than like anything else I've mentioned, it's really the lack of 2-player. Like, this would be a great 2-player game. Like, if you could do co-op, yeah, this would be up there. Unfortunately, they never actually put that into the game, so you kind of just have to tough it out on your own, and it's kind of the same problem that SNES Final Fight had, where they couldn't even be bothered to put a co-op mode into it. So I don't want to play Final Fight by myself. Like, there's a reason, like, I don't play the SNES version, and a big part of that is the lack of co-op. It's kind of why I don't really tend to bother with this game, because, again, like, could be a great co-op game, but the fact that there is no co-op means that, obviously, it's not. Because the functionality is just not there. It's like they missed a trick. Put it that way. Like, this is a good game, but it should be so much better than it is. Maybe not so much better, but it should be, you know, at least a little bit better than it is. It's like they're onto something, but also, Granted, I mean, this is still, like, 1,000 times better than that Street Fighter game that didn't make any sense. Like, at least this game makes sense. I would still rather play Final Fight 3. In fact, actually, I'd go as far as to say I'd play the Final Fight 3 bootleg over this, because there is a bootleg of that game, which had co-op modes. Like, you could even have, like, the computer do the co-op with you, like, if you didn't have a second person to play it with. It was awkward, but it worked, from what I remember. But anyway, yeah, that is much fun to fight. Certainly one of the better games on here. But anyway, I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, we'll play some of the other games on this page. Yeah, I'll probably start with Mortal Kombat 4, because you really wanted me to play that one, so I'll be back in a minute, so don't go away. Okay, here we go. So what is this? Got Super Mario. And this soundtrack. Okay, yeah, let's go to the weird worlds. So that's World 84. Yeah, here we go. Welcome to World 9. Yep, it existed all along. And it's, well, the world's been flooded and turned a weird colour. Oh well. But yeah. By the way, I can't actually hear this. Yeah. We probably will eventually come across, like, the real Super Mario on this. It probably won't have the world hacks, though. Yeah, here we go. Welcome to World I. World I-6? Like, how is the 6 parts of this world? This is not how Super Mario works. Also, the box turned into what looked like a Chinese character. Yeah, sorry, it's the way I've got this window set up. It's just how it looks normally. Anyway, let's go back to the games. Okay, it did that on its own. do 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 do. yeah, why this game has the Superman theme in it, I don't know. Maybe because Spider-Man and Batman showed up on the same page and Superman didn't want to be left out. It's kind of funny because you had... What was that game? Mortal Kombat versus DC, which essentially was this, but with Superman in it. But yeah, you've got all your favourite characters, of course. You've got Nightwolf, the one that no one liked. Stryker, the other one that no one liked. Sonya, Liu Kang. I think that's Shang Tsung. Oh no, that's Shao Kahn. Sorry. Oh no, this one is Stryker. This one is the shitty Mortal Kombat 3 version of Sub-Zero. And Kano. So, depending on what version of this that you play, some of these have 7 characters, and some of them only have 4. And I'm going to assume this is the version you only get 4 characters in it. But, you know, of course they just duplicate them a whole bunch of times and pretend that some of them are different characters. Like, for instance, okay, let's pick Yellow Sub-Zero. Why he's yellow, I don't know. But yeah, here we go. Sub-Zero versus Nightwolf. So, yeah, as you see, so obviously, okay, firstly, so I am playing a Stryker, after all, because they couldn't be bothered to put Sub-Zero in this version. Yeah, this is a bit like the Street Fighter bootleg, where they just spam special moves a lot. Though actually, this isn't quite as bad. Like, it is possible to cheese the computer in this. And the special moves are a bit easier to do. Also, they've got blood splatter effects, which, you know, the Street Fighter bootleg doesn't have. Also, look at this. Yeah, they just try to get you in the corner over and over. I forget how to do certain moves. Like, there's certain moves, like, I thought it was, like, double tap, or... I forget how it works. I've got, like, there's, like, quarter circle forward, and, like, B, and quarter circle forward A. And... like, one of them throws a grenade, one of them... Okay, also the sprite seems to glitch out there. Yeah, one of them does this dash move. Which seems quite effective. Here we go. Just keep doing the special moves until you win. Also, yeah, Mortal Kombat game that doesn't have Sub-Zero or Scorpion in it. Although, to be fair, I don't think Scorpion was in Mortal Kombat 3, wasn't it? Like, Mortal Kombat 3 was a weird game, and also not very good. I've got to be honest. Mortal Kombat 3... not a good game. Not really worth it. And Mortal Kombat 3 is one of those where they tried to change up things and just none of it worked. Just like, okay, we've got a new character roster and like all the new characters suck. It's like Stryker, who's just like a mall cop. Like, you want to talk lame, like... Yeah, I want to play as Paul Blart. And just, like, infinite sweep kick in the corner. Oh, this is a... Yeah, this is some real gem right here. Like, look at this. You know what, this is the best part. I can just keep doing that. But yeah, like, Nightwolf, who was, like, stereotypical, like, I don't know, Native American sort of thing. Oh, now we get to fight a clone. Also, it seems like the A button kicks, which feels like the opposite of what it's supposed to be. Surely the B button's meant to be the kick button. But look at this. Like, look at how, like, cheap the computer is. They just spam special moves. This is how you play this game. Get the computer in the corner and just mash the A button until you win. Like, that's the secret. So is this meant to be, like, the Titanic theme? Because they did make a Titanic bootleg. So it's possible. I don't know if this is meant to be from that. So I swear that, like, the get hit sprite is just glitched. But hey, at least we got a different background. Like, they put more than one stage into this, and it actually scrolls unlike the Street Fighter one. Yeah, this is, like, actually better than the Street Fighter game. It sucks. But to be fair, I mean, Mortal Kombat 3 wasn't good in the first place, so it's not like a desecrated classic or anything. Yeah, literally the only way to play this is to, like, spam moves. Because the computer's a cheap piece of shit anyway, because it's a bootleg. And to be fair, it is Mortal Kombat, and that's just kind of how the computer is in those games anyway. That's just kind of how Mortal Kombat works, full stop. Like, the only way to play it is to just spam special moves until you win. Because, like, if you've ever played the real Mortal Kombat 3, like, it is actually worse than this. In this game, I can at least win a fight, which is more than I can say for that game. Also, like, yeah, trying to get the opponent into the corner is actually much easier said than done. Like, it just kind of happens at random. And, like, you got this throw move. Like, I think there is supposed to be a third move, but I don't know what the button combo is to do it. I'd have to look it up. It's one of those things, again, the game doesn't tell you how to do it. Although, to be fair, that's true of the real games as well. I don't know. This is one of those games where I look at it and, like, you actually wasted ROM space including this. Like, I know that there are people who like Street Fighter 2010. I don't have the patience to work it out, but whatever. Now, here's a game that does it in spot on the system. Yeah, Kickmaster. I don't think I've ever actually played this game that much, but hey, it's got a password system. That's more than most of these games have. Most of these games, you got to beat them on 1 credit. Or maybe in a few credits, but you have to beat it in 1 run. I do like this, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, see, Capcom, this is what you should have done for your own games. Yeah, the vertical press kick. It's like, yeah, this man, he is the master of kicks. Hence his name. So, the knee drop, I do like that. So we've got the slide kick. Anyway, yes, it's just telling you how to do all the kicks. It's like, you want to do the double butterfly kick? It's like, we're not even going to show you this one. You have to earn that one. Oh yeah, I imagine this game is quite hard. I've never played very far into this one, but I know it's going to be quite good. See, this is when Taito started putting out some really good games on the system, like Power Blade 2. Sorry, not Power Blade 2. Power Blade 1 is the good one. I'm hoping that game's on this. I think I may have seen it on the menu earlier. Also, what is going on with the text? Why is it, like, vibrating? Like, I can barely read it. Okay, now it looks fine. I don't know if it does that on the NES, or if that's just an emulation problem. Also, yeah, the soundtrack on this is, yeah, this is some banging tunes. Like, this was made by Kid, who also made, well, they also made Rekka, and, like, Doki Doki Wenchi, like, just other games that had, like, these really good soundtracks. But here we go. So, section 1, yeah, so you can see all the different types of kicks I can do. Oh, that's right, you have to do that. I mean, this is worth playing just for the soundtrack. Like, even if the rest of the game sucked, to be like, you know what? I want the soundtrack. Also, I forget how the combat in this works. I know that when you hit an enemy, it's like a certain item that hurts you. I think it looks like a skull or something like that. But yeah, there's like this XP system. It's kind of weird how there were like a whole bunch of beat-em-ups on this system that didn't quite play the same as the rest. And also had an XP system to go with them. I mean, this is what, like the 3rd or 4th one we've come across? It's interesting. And this might be the best of them. Admittedly, I'd have to play this one more to know. But, yeah, if we open this one, I like this. I've got 1 CC Rekka. I think I've made it to the 3rd level in Rekka before, but, yeah, good luck doing that. Like, that game... Like, that's a game that's just designed to brutalize. As good as that game is... Oh, okay, I was expecting to get hit there. There we go. I'm not actually sure what these items do. So, like, you can see I've got the spell. Oh, and does it give me different items based on what type of attack I use? Or No, I'm not sure. It just seems to be giving me the same ones every time. Okay, here we go. Oh no, that's different. Ooh. I remember having this on another system, but it was like a bad ROM hack version where they like really messed up the soundtrack, which is unfortunate. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I remember this. This boss that looks like it came straight out of like Isolated Warrior, if anyone's played that. Like, this really does look like it probably fits that game better than it does this. So yeah, I can't remember the hitbox. Yeah, it's like only the upper half of this boss has a hitbox. Try to hit the lower half, it just doesn't count. But yeah, I remember, what is it, the music in like the ROM hack of this, it would play like one of the tunes from this song, or one of the channels from the song, and then like another channel from a different song with like different BPM, and it's just, oh, no. Here we go. Life at 1. Yeah, it was an inventor hack. So I think this is one of those games you get one life, isn't it? Or does this game have multiple lives? Like, I don't remember. But there's the password if you want to continue yourself. I mean, I could have used the magic, but you didn't really need it for that boss anyway. Granted, I say that, and I'm going to get destroyed on the next level, doubtless. Here we go. Don't remember what you're supposed to do here. Yeah, so you gotta hit them at like a certain timing. Okay. Okay, I think I've got it. What do these things do again? I forget how the magic works. It's like, oh yeah, you press select and... Yeah, so like, you see I press select there and I got my health back. And that gave me some health as well. Ooh. Ugh! I can barely see those bullets. Yeah, good luck with this. Yeah, I certainly never got past this level. I remember playing this level and just getting kind of destroyed. Which I don't know if that's just me being bad at the game, or if this game just has like a massive like difficulty spike at this point. It's like the first level's easy, now level 2 is where the real challenge starts. Which, given how NES games sometimes work, is entirely possible. Weirdly, this never got released on the Famicom, even though it feels like it should have. Because this definitely feels like a game that would have been made for Famicom, if anything. But no, somehow this only got an American release, which is weird to me. What does this do? Can't remember. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you get this projectile ball thing. Also, get a load of that like flashing effect in the background. Bit of an eyesore. I'm not sure if it looks better on a real NES. And I say NES because again, this did not get a Famicom release. So, also, yeah, if you see this, hard to grab them. It's a bit hard to make out just because how flickery all these items are, but. Yeah, there probably is a single cart of this, like, pirate. Yeah, there definitely is, because I remember seeing one where they, like, they used a picture of the mask, which is an interesting choice. But you can see my MP, like, goes up to 200. And you see that, like, I gained 10, because I collected one of those things. I probably do need to look up, like, what the different items do, because some are definitely more useful than others. Again, there is one that just, like, damages you. Okay, let's try to make the jump. There we go. Thankfully, you don't get knocked back very far if you get hit. But yeah, so, like, that thing hurts you if you touch it, the skull and crossbones. You don't want to touch that. I do remember that much. I feel like this one falls if you walk on it. This feels like the kind of game that would do that. That was just a thing. Or just the thing to do. Yeah, I can't even drop down there, so I don't know what those enemies are for. It's like, yeah, we'll just put these enemies that you can't actually hit. Then we got this. Yeah, I've got to do that. And we'll just get hit over and over, and then that happens. Okay, so you do get a bunch of lives. Yeah, like, this game really... Yeah, this is kind of a thing with, like, kid games, from what I remember. As in, like, the developer kid who made this. Yeah, they tended to get hard quite fast. Again, like, Wrecker, like, that is a game that is meant to wreck you, which is probably what they called it that. Like, that is a game... Like, if you can beat that game, then I take my hat to you, because it is balls hard. It's also very short. I think it's 4 levels, and you're done. It's kind of a shame that that game, I don't think, is on this. Yeah, so here we go. I use 100 magic, get my health back. Or get some health back, at least. And the interface there, I don't know what it is. It does make me think a little bit of, what's that game called? Yeah, I don't remember this bit. Like... Yeah, this part I don't remember. Like, anything from this bit onwards is kind of a mystery to me. Also, is this one of those games where if you continue, like, you lose all your XP or whatever? Because I know that there were certainly games on the NES like that, and I want to say Kid was one of the devs that tended to do that sort of thing. I don't know. Yeah, because I'm going to be able to hit the enemy up there. Yeah. Basically just, like, pray that you don't, like, immediately get destroyed. And it doesn't even spawn you at the boss, so you have to go through all this again. Feels like you're actually better off just dodging the enemies most of the time. I don't know. I mean, it's one of those games where it's like... It's cool they could do it. But yeah, but then you have stuff like this, where it's like you can't even really hit them because they're at the top of the screen. So, well, what am I supposed to do? And it's like, I haven't even... Well, actually, no, I think I did go up a level, didn't I? Well, I'll just do this in the interest of actually beating the level. Yeah, this is definitely one of those kind of like Nintendo hard sort of things. And I'll just stand here. You stand here and you wait for the gameplay to stop. And you still have to fight whatever this is. Though it does only seem to have the one pattern, I think. There we go. Ugh. I actually beat a level of this. Ugh. Also, yeah, back in the day, they had some crazy artwork on those cartridges, like Kickmaster. Just using the mask for some reason, even though the character looks nothing like it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, just the classic Ninja Gaiden 2, we're going to have a clone of yourself. Okay, well, at least I beat that level. I'm probably not going to get any further, but at least, like I said, I did that. It's kind of the thing, you know, I've got certain types of games that I'm okay at, and other ones that, I just can't do. Also, it doesn't even give you your health back when you beat the level, which is a bit of a dick move. Okay, so I think I have to jump from here, don't I? Yeah, again, I have not played this far into this game, so, like, whatever, like, this level has, I don't know. It's like, oh, no, just random thing appears to kill you. They couldn't stop me. Oh, except an enemy immediately spawns on me, so I just get killed, like, 2 seconds in. It's like, okay, well, how was I supposed to know there was going to be an enemy there? It really does feel like you should get your health refilled when you beat the level. I don't know why that wasn't the standard. Also, yeah, your controls are just kind of impaired on this bit. Because that red section, if I walk on that, I'll walk slower. There's like, okay, this bit, where it's like, okay, well, how am I supposed to know there's going to be an enemy that lands there immediately after you beat that mini-boss? It's one of those things like you just have to know it's going to be there in advance, otherwise you'll probably get killed. And the enemies are just straight up, like, way faster than you are, which makes the combat not feel as good as it should be. I don't know. Probably explains why I never really got very far into this. It's just kind of a case of, well, I could play this, or I could play Kung Fu. And I'll probably take Kung Fu. I don't know, maybe I just have bad taste, but, yeah, so Pale Blade is on this. If you want to talk about a classic Taito game. Let's play Snow Brothers. Might as well. Again, just a random dot near the bottom of the screen for no reason. Also, yeah, attach a manure school. Yeah, that classic. But yeah, Snow Brothers, let's have a look at this one. At least they actually put the English version of this one on here. Hopefully it works. I guess we'll see. Yeah, it's just, they just put a random dot at the bottom. I don't really understand that. Also, yeah, why is this text so slow? Like I can't even like hold down a button to make it go faster. Which a lot of games at least let you do that. Like, there's no option to to do that. It's like watching the intro for Ikari Warriors 2 on the NES. Just, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here for the next 3 years reading the intro text to Snow Brothers. At least we get some nice intro. And nice artwork to go with it. But anyway, let's just go into the game. Yep, 2 kids that get turned into snowmen. And you have to defeat whatever this is. This man with a big nose. I must admit, I never played Snow Brothers that much. I played this more on the Game Boy than anything. Because I definitely have a Pirate Multicard that has the Game Boy version of this. Yeah, good time of the year to play this. To be fair, this is a good game. This is one that I would rather play co-op, given the option. Also, I don't know what you're supposed to do there. Like, they just straight up move as fast as you do. So if they're moving towards you, you just die. Yeah, it's like... Yeah, you want to see me play these games really badly? I mean, I was never good at Bubble Bobble Likes to begin with. Like, I played, like, original Bubble Bobble on the NES when I was, like, a kid. And, yeah, I didn't really play the series much beyond that. It's like, I played the first one, I never beat it, I didn't really care to. So yeah, this is probably one of those games I'm going to play for like 1 minute and then I'll be done. You know, like, this is the kind of game that I'll just have to, like, spam continues in order to beat. This is a good game, I'm just rubbish at it, for what it's worth. Like, there are some games on this where I'm like, I don't think this game is very good. And then there are games where I'm like, this game is good, I just can't do it. And it's just, okay, here's just whatever this is. Trying to kill me. Looks like an enemy from the Nightmare on Elm Street game. Apologies for the flashing effects once again. It's just how these games worked all the time. But yeah, I mean, this basically is Bubble Bobble, but not quite. Not like, you know, I mean, that's fine by me. Again, you consider some of the other games. It's nice to have a game straightforward like this. Yeah, there we go. The secret. So, what is that frog thing supposed to be? I recognise that sprite from somewhere else. It's probably an Inventor ROM hack, if I had to guess. They probably used that sprite somewhere, and there's no one going to be able to get that in time, so I'm just going to leave it. Oh god, nice code. Oh, if I have to play more nice code today, ugh. I mean, going from Street Fighter 2010 to that. I mean, I suppose if I want to play something that'll make me appreciate Street Fighter 2010 more, then, you know, maybe that's not a bad way to do it. So, wasn't this the only, like, NES game that Toaplan made? I think it's, like, the only, like, NES Famicom game they had any involvement with, because they were pretty much just, for 16-bit consoles. I do remember playing, a ROM hack of this on a plug-and-play, actually, where it had this game. Also, I don't know what that does. That may actually just be points, because it didn't seem to do anything. Hold on. Just trying to see if I'm missing anything. Okay, it seemed to make my projectiles go further, which is nice. I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, Bubble Bobble is, like, super bloody hard anyway. Like, if anyone's ever played Bubble Bobble, and you've tried playing through that game, you know just how much of a pain that is. But, well, I ran out of lives, so that's my cue to move on to Astyanax. It's a great name. So this is another one of those games that I've maybe played for 5 minutes total. Like, some of these games I know fairly well, particularly the earlier ones, but then you have games like this where I barely played them. Like, I know of them, I've seen other people play them, but I don't really have the experience with them to really say what I think about them. Like, this game, this is maybe a game I'll, like, if I'm lucky, I might get to level 2. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I never beat Mighty Fauna Fight, or I don't think any of the games on this page, now that I think about it. But yeah, like, again, something like Batman, I've at least played a fair bit. This, no, I don't have a cartridge with this game on it, I don't think. I may have a ROM hack of this, but even that cartridge doesn't work on my Famicom, so, yeah. Yeah, Bubble Bobble's a good game, but it's really a game you want to do co-op. Like, you don't really want to play it by yourself. At least that's how I feel. And the same is true for Snow Brothers and other games like that. Also, why is this kid named Astyanax? Like, who names... like, this is like a kid in the 80s or 90s or whatever this game takes place. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to name my kid Astyanax. You know... I mean, like, Athena. I mean, that's at least a name that a person may theoretically have in this day and age. Not likely, but, you know. Here we go. Astyanax, or Astyanax, or however you pronounce it. I assume it's Astyanax, because I think it's a Greek name, isn't it? Like, ancient Greek god, or whatever the character is. I forget. Also, woo! Also, why did they go... Oh, you know what this game needs? It needs a fairy that wears leg warmers. We need to make this game as 80s as possible. There's some good character designs. You know what's funny? This is also a Jellico game, but this obviously came out a fair bit later. This may have actually been a Jellico internal game. Oh god, imagine... Yeah, you play this game as Raid. But yeah, as mentioned in the chat, there is a ROM hack of this where they changed the character into Aladdin. I don't know if they changed the artwork, but I'm guessing they probably did. Yeah, I think they did, actually. It's been a while since I've seen that one, but I certainly don't remember the fairy with leg warmers being in that version. But again, there is a Famicom version of this. This appears to be just the regular NES version in English, which is good. Fine by me. I'm amused by just the cutscene art. Yeah, this 16-year-old 80s kid called Astyanax being talked to by a fairy wearing leg warmers preparing us to save the world. It's, oh god, yeah. Imagine a GTA game, you have to stalk a rock guru. That would be, quite interesting. I like GTA, so... GTA, there's a game I probably would be able to 1cc on a good day. Maybe not the first one, but yeah, maybe one of the 3D ones. levels are particularly up to it. I would consider that, but I think the game would be too long. Imagine waking up on front page news! Also, yeah, the magic axe. Nice, gold. Yeah, I'd be down for that. I mean, what's the difference between Raid and Trevor anyway? Though I feel like Trevor was meant to be, I don't know, social commentary on the types of people who played the game like Trevor would have. If it was like his choice. Or something. I don't know. I wonder why he's dressed like that anyway. Like before the fairy even shows up. Well, he's probably less hopped up on drugs at least. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, so this is... I do remember being quite hard to hit the enemies in this game. Just because of the way that the weapon arcs, like, you get 2 or 3 frames of animation. It just seems like half the time the weapon just goes through the enemies. So one thing I liked about something like Kickmaster is that at least the hit detection felt... Well, it certainly felt better than this, I'll tell you that. Though I do like just making the... Yeah, just making the skeleton explode. You should get a big health bar. Because they knew you were going to get hit a lot. Here we go. Oh, come on! Like, these things don't die in one hit. Okay, and I just immediately threw away the axe for a sword. It's like, yeah, I know you just gave me this axe. I don't want that. Also, the enemies just constantly appear out of thin air as well. It's one of those games that just does that a lot. Also, it really feels like you have to get your hits in early just because of the way the hitbox works. It's like, if you try to hit them, like, mid-arc, it just goes right through them. It doesn't quite feel right. Especially when, like, hitting anything that's airborne just feels awkward at the best of times. And something like this, where you may actually be better off just avoiding the enemies. Because you're pretty much going to get hit by them anyway. Oh, come on, like, I'm not allowed to move on to, like, kill this piece of shit. But why? Like, there's no reason... Oh, it's because when I kill it, this thing appears, and then just kills you immediately. Oh, also, checkpoints? No. How's about... No, you gotta restart the whole stage. Yeah, like I say, this is a game I've played for, like, maybe 5 minutes. Like, I did not care to play this game for any longer than that. It feels like Robocop 3 in the sense that it's designed for you to just get hit constantly. Like, that's the challenge. It's just like, you have to know where all the enemy spawns are. Like, this would probably work a lot better if the hitboxes worked better. Like, particularly with your weapon. Because it's like, no matter what I do, half the time, the weapon, like it just goes right, like, through the enemy rather than hit them. It just feels bad. Like, if anything, what they should have done was they should have just have more frames of animation for the weapon. Because this hitbox thing just doesn't make any sense. Like, it's just straight up... Like, it's whack. Like, this hitbox is whack. Like, look at this. Like, how are you meant to hit anything with this? Yeah, look, this is why you immediately throws away the sword. Or no, throws away the axe, because it sucks. Like, this is a game that makes me wish I just had a projectile attack instead. And it's got that, like, Ninja Gaiden feel of, like, if you go back 2 pixels, the enemies respawn. It's like, yeah, this sucks. Like, yeah, I can see why I didn't bother playing that for more than 5 minutes when I played it before. It's like, ugh. It just feels like Legendary Axe, but bad. That's kind of how I would describe that. Like, it just makes me want to play that game. Here we go. Here's this game, based on a property that no one's heard of. Like, some of these games, I don't know why they were included. Again, apologies for the flashing effects. It should probably just have an epilepsy warning for the entire, like, every game on the stream at this point. Ugh. Yeah, this is one of those games that, like, gets included on multi-carts for some reason, even though no one remembers this game. It's like, oh yeah, here's this game that no one's played. Like, even in Japan, like, this game, I think, got ignored, because, you know, this game came out in, like, 1992, I think, and by that point, people had just moved on to Super Famicom. Here we go, fighting troll dolls, because it's that kind of game. Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah, they included this game because no one played it. Though, to be fair, a lot of the classic games that people did play don't get included on these things, like Zelda, or, you know, like Legend of Zelda or Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Like, you never find those games on these systems. And I don't know why. Like, surely it would make more sense to include that. I'm not saying that those games are necessarily better than this, though Legend of Zelda probably is. But also... yeah. It's like, oh yeah, I'm trying to make the coins bigger, but also I'm getting, like, constantly mauled as I try to do that, so I don't really get the chance. Also, the coins disappear if you don't touch them after, like, 2 seconds. It's that kind of game. Yeah, I don't know whether spitting division symbols. Is this meant to be a reference to the Donkey Kong game I was playing earlier? Probably not, but, you know. I don't know why I'm attacking spiders anyway. Like, does this make sense in, like, the context of the original property this is based on? Maybe. This is one that I've seen. Like, this is one of those games that I only ever see referred to on torrent multicarts and places like that. I never hear anyone talk about this game otherwise. It's one that, yeah, it just kind of gets ignored. It's kind of a shame, because the game seems fine enough. I don't remember what any of this does. Yeah, I could just buy Sonic. If only this thing had Sonic on it, like this system. Though granted, if it would be a really bad version, if it were. So I don't know which one to buy. Obviously the text all being in Japanese doesn't help. So like I could buy a Wave or a Sonic or High. Yeah, I can just buy High. Or a Harpoon or a 1-Up. You know, I'm gonna buy... I'm gonna see what the Sonic does. I wanna see that. Okay. Exit. That I assume just gives you health. I don't really need that at this point. Might as well save a little bit. But yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, this game does seem fine enough. I don't really have anything against it. It's just kind of weird, because, again, I just don't hear anyone ever talk about it. And what I'm meant to do against these things, I don't know. Like, it doesn't help that the enemies just randomly change the movement patterns as well. Like, they just randomly jump higher for no reason. And, yeah, I don't know. Like, is there a way to jump up this thing that the game doesn't tell you about? Like, did I have to buy one of the other items to do that? Because the other items, it all looked like health or weapon upgrades. It didn't seem to be anything that changed movement. Unless there was something I'm missing, but not as far as I know. Okay, I'm going to move back, because I guarantee you this is going to be one of those things where it's designed to knock you into the pit if you don't do that. Like, what am I supposed to do here? It's like, oh, now you're just stuck. Like, there has to be like a double jump or something. Like, no. So if I try doing this, it doesn't help. Oh, okay, I have to do this apparently. Not that you would know that first time. Oh, also you can't duck, because they didn't bother to program that into the game. Like, you want to duck? Tough. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Give me all the gold. At least this is easy enough to deal with. This game isn't quite as brutal as many of the other ones I've looked at. Because I can get a bit further with this. Let me guess, there a boss here? Let's see. Oh no, it's just more of this. I do like the colour palette though. Like the way that they've got that weird sort of shadow effect. It's odd. Doesn't entirely make sense, but it looks cool. And that's what matters. So I'm gonna guess that you have to wait at some of these jumps, because otherwise you get knocked into the pit like that. Yeah, I guarantee you that's just gonna knock you off the platform. Like, it has to. This is the exact kind of game that would do that. Yeah, I think here I'm just aiming for survival. Yeah, okay, so you get carried by that completely, like, you can't really do anything there. So it is a bit like the, what is it, the sewer level in Tom and Jerry. Yeah, it's one of those things you just kind of try different button combinations until you get it. Okay, well I'm definitely buying health, because I need it. So, give me the health. Okay, well it gives you all your health, that's nice. So we've got wave high? So I don't know what this is. So I'm guessing that maybe upgrades the harpoon. Let's try that out, see what that does. I mean, the music's quite good. It is reminiscent of Soul Brain. Yeah, I mean, presentation-wise, like, this is pretty high up there. I mean, again, this is a late-era game, and it does show. You know, like... Ugh. Okay. So you're trying to, like, make the coins bigger, except... I don't know if there's a way to do it effectively. It doesn't seem like it. Oh, okay, I thought I was going to have to fight the thing in the background. Oh, no. Okay, maybe I do. Hold on, is this like Shinobi? I gotta hit the thing in the head, otherwise it doesn't count. It's like they saw the Quick Man fight in Mega Man 2 and was like, yeah, let's do that. Okay, yeah, so this is like Shinobi. Yeah, hit the dude in the head. Or, no, wait, what? Nice. Okay, I get it. So I can't hurt him directly, that's weird. I know where to get this. There we go. Okay, so I get it, it's just... it's odd. And I don't really understand the timing. Just kind of like... sometimes it works. There is a method to the madness, though. Okay, so that time it just, like, hit his foot. Or wait, am I supposed to do something when it gets hit? Or is it literally just, if it gets hit by those things, then that counts? I don't actually know. Okay, yeah. I see. See, this is where being able to duck would actually help quite a lot. Like, the fact that you can't duck is a bit silly. Because that feels like that should just be a basic function in pretty much any platformer, really. Like this. Like, not being able to duck there is ridiculous. Maybe if I use this thing? Yeah, maybe that's the secret. Use this weapon because it goes in more directions. Yeah, okay, so that time I got the hit in. Oh, I did it. Yeah, I have a weapon that shoots down, I just didn't think to do it until now. Oh, it's like a Fantasy Zone when you beat the level in that. Yeah, thankfully I did buy weapons. Ooh, I like that. I must admit, I haven't actually played this one for more than 5 minutes, though this already seems way better than Astyanax, or like half the other games I played. Yeah, so for what it's worth, like anything like from this point onwards, I don't know. Whatever happens, I'm like, I haven't played this far. I did play a ROM hack of this that maybe starts on one of the other levels, so maybe I'll recognise that. Yeah, ass! Yeah, yeah, this game is ass. That's what they should have called it. Not this game. Mitsumega Tooru seems fine, for what it's worth. I don't have anything against this one. Yeah, this is the level I remember. Yeah, because there's a ROM hack of this, where they... What is it? They called it some, like, Pokemon Red, I think. You play as Charizard, I think. Also, that character looks almost like a European platformer mascot. I don't know. Like somewhere between that and maybe the character from the new type. If anyone knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, how are you meant to hit those small coins? I don't know. Yeah, it's easier to hit the big ones, but still far from easy. But yeah. Just think about Natsume. They made some quite good games quite on. Okay, I just like rested on the ground. That's odd. Kind of like, yeah, we're just going to put a whole bunch of enemies in to mess you up. Also, none of them die in one hit. Yeah, like, good luck doing that consistently. Yeah, Free-Eyed Boy. Yeah, suffice to say, this wasn't exactly a big name in English-speaking countries either. Again, I think the only people, you know, in English-speaking parts of the world that have heard of this game are people who've come across it on multicarts, like myself. Again, if not for that, I would have never heard of the Free-Eyed Boy, or whatever he's called. Also, yeah, that is meant to be an eye on top of his head. It just looks like a tattoo, maybe. It, like, doesn't really register to me as a third eye. Okay, I get the feeling you maybe need to do this carefully. Especially with all these bats. It's like that, what's that AVGN episode? Where he's like, I hate bats! He just eats one Ozzy Osbourne style. It's kind of the thing about, like, these old games. So many of them, like, bats are the worst enemies to deal with. Like, anything that flies is automatically harder to deal with than average. Oh, come on, like... Of course the thing despawns. Just like... You could have just not do the despawning thing. Also, yeah, what you meant to do on this bit, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that's the only way to do it. Because, like, how am I supposed to hit that dude otherwise? Because his attack blocks my attack, so... Yeah, what the secret is, I don't know. Okay. Oh wait, is he covering his third eye? Is that what's going on? I don't know. Oh, wait, what's this? Yeah, I'm just going to just do this, just easier to hit. I get the feeling that this is one of those games where, like, you can get extra weapons, but if you die while you have that weapon equipped, you lose the weapon. Because a lot of games on, like, on this system did that. Like Gradius, for instance. Like, you know, Gradius, like, if you, like, die, and it's like, oh, well, you don't get to have the weapon anymore. Okay, what am I supposed to do there? Because he doesn't jump high enough to make that platform. Yeah, okay, so this does the classic arsehole move of, like, you lose your weapon if you die. I hate when games do that. I don't mind it in something like, what's that game called? Like, if you're going to make it so hard to get the items in the first place, why even bother having them? Fine, I'm just going to skip through the rest of this. But I did press jump. When I landed on the arrow, I pressed the A button and it didn't do anything. So either, like, the timing is awkward, or the, like, upgrade or whatever just didn't work. Because I got the upgrade, it didn't do anything. Also, yeah, this is one of those you just have to, like, hope for the best. Well, to be fair, I am playing this, like, with a capture device that introduces lag. I mean, they should just allow you to hold down the button anyway. Like, I think the only game I can tolerate that with is, like, the original Super Mario Brothers. And I think that's only just because of how much I played that game. Like, if I was going into that game, like, as an adult, like, and I'd never played it before, I would hate those, like, jumping sections in that game where you have to bounce on the bounce pad or whatever. But yeah, like this thing... Okay, like, I'll try to do it here. Like... And of course you jump over where the finger's going to be. It's like trying to do the platforming in, like, Mr. Gimmick or something. It just feels bad. Like, it's like, okay, well, how am I supposed to do this? It really is like the thing in Super Mario Bros. Only worse. I didn't like it in that game either, but, like, at least there I eventually got used to it. Yeah, okay, so I think you do just hold down the A button. It's like Ava Media, whatever it is. Yeah, I think I've just become, like, a lot, like, grumpier just playing the games on this. It's like, you know what? I don't feel like taking this game shit. Yeah, like, okay, what am I supposed to do there? Just, oh. So yeah, this, So yeah, I'm the person that's just like, you know what? I don't feel like doing this. Yeah, okay, I pressed jump, but it didn't do anything. Like, the game just straight up ate the jump input. Yeah, I'm playing this on my TV. For what it's worth. Yeah, I don't think I like this mechanic. Like, this whole, like, shoot the arrow thing. Okay, does this thing even work? No. You know, this is the sort of thing where you gotta do, like, the perfect timing of ways you get killed. Because you landed on top of the boulder, and that somehow kills you. Because 8-bit games. Yeah, I can just wait here for like another half hour for the platform to appear. Hey, you remember that jungle level from Sonic? You get to, like, wait half an hour for the platform to appear. Let's make it take half an hour more. Yeah, I'm just going to ignore that one. I don't even care at this point. Yeah, so that's basically one of those sections where if you don't have health left, you just die. So, okay, well, how are you meant to time this anyway? Like, this part is impossible. You can't do this. Like, I guess you have to despawn the boulders or something? Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, remember all those weapons that you had? Yeah, we decided that you don't get to have them anymore. And we also made the shops impossible to access. Yeah. Also, we accidentally made the boss impossible, so... here's about... Let's play a different game. You know what, let's... Speaking of, yeah, well, these games aren't exactly forgotten. But, here's an interesting one. So this is one I have played a fair bit more. I might actually be able to get further in this game, which is kind of sad. Because, like, I've at least played a few levels into this. Yeah, Spider-Man. To be honest, I kind of regret, like, even including these first 8 pages. It's like, you know what? Like, I don't think I like most of these games. There's maybe a couple of them that I would, like, choose to play outside of this stream. But, yes, Spider-Man. Yeah. Do you think I'm ready to save the world? Also, like, look at how dark the graphics are. Like, this was also released on the Master System. And I can tell you from experience, the Master System version is pretty much the same game, except I think the graphics on that one was slightly better. Oh, also you can do that. You can just, like, grab onto what looks like nothing in the background. Also, these, like, enemies' projectiles, they some of them just... I can't even see them on my screen just because the graphics are so dark. I don't remember it being that bad playing this on a real NES. Because, again, this did not get a Famicom release. Probably for good reason. It's like, yeah, we've got to have Spider-Man on here. Though, to be fair, there are nice code Spider-Man bootlegs that are worse than this. Also, yeah, you can't even turn around in the middle of a jump. And it feels like Spider-Man should be a bit more nimble. Considering that he is literally Spider-Man. But yeah, this is a bit like Robocop 3 in the sense of you just have to know where everything is that's coming and just react to it. And make sure you don't get hit by it in the first place. Yeah, I never completed this one. As I say, I have played a few levels into this game before. I've never sat down and played the whole thing because, well, you can probably see why. And if you've ever played this game, you'll probably know why. But, hey, oh, I forgot that thing shoots. I thought it was just, like, part of the background. Which I guess technically maybe it is, but yeah, he collects, well, I'm guessing they're meant to be spider cartridges, maybe? I don't know what else they could do. Yeah, so I think if you double tap the A button, it does jump kick. Which is weird, because firstly, I mean, the A button is supposed to jump. In this game, they mixed up the buttons. Despite the fact that this is this game is literally from 1992. Like, this was made around the same time as the last game that we saw. The music in this is quite good, to be fair. Oh, this bit. Yeah, this part sucks. Oh, also, yeah. The thing is, I never figured out what you're supposed to do to trigger the boss fight. I guess, yeah, press the A button in the exact spot, otherwise it doesn't count. Also, yeah, you know how sometimes you get bosses that travel with the screen? But, like, that was usually something that you only find in, like, really early games. And yet, here we have a game from 1992, which does it. The game really feels, like, behind the times. Like, even that last game, I wouldn't necessarily want to play it, but at least, you know, it felt appropriate. This, it just feels like, yeah, just get random chance, just occasionally get a hit in, whenever the game feels like letting you get a hit. I think you at least get your health back when you complete the level, though, which is, like, more than some of these other games have. Like, the fact that, like, giving you health for completing a level is, like, more than half the other games do is kind of sad when you think about it. That just feels like a basic thing that just about every game should do. Because I think this game gives you health for beating a level. Hopefully we'll see that. If the game decides to let me get some hits in on this boss... Yeah, I don't think the web cartridges here really do anything. But yeah, I think that last game, that really feels like a game that you just play with save states. Just so that way you don't lose your weapons when you die. Because any game that does that, I'm just like, no. Like, you know, if I can't use the weapons, I'm not even going to bother buying them in the first place. Yeah, this isn't one of the worst games. It's just kind of whatever. Also, I think they took the cutscenes out of this version, because there's supposed to be, like, a picture there, but there just isn't. Oh, actually, no, I misremembered. They don't give you your health back, because this game sucks. Because Spider-Man, he couldn't be bothered to go back to, like, recharge his health. And actually have some common sense. Yeah, how anyone is meant to beat this with, like, 2 continues, I don't know. Or actually, maybe it's 1 continue, I don't remember. You don't get many, like, chances to beat this. Like, literally, it's like 1 life and, like, maybe 2 continues to beat it. I do know there's a section where if you fall into it, you're basically stuck. Yeah, I think it's the section to the right of where I am. Like, basically, it's just a case of don't fall in there, otherwise you just get stuck. But I think you actually have to go there to beat the level. I think I beat this stage. I can't remember if it was this version or if it was the Master System version. Also, yeah, this game controls like arse. Sometimes it's like... Yeah, you just fall straight down, even though it feels like you should be able to move at an angle. And then the game just says no. Like there, like he just fell straight down on his own. It just doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, this really has the feel of like late-era licensed game where they just didn't want to put a whole lot of effort. Oh, this has broken graphics towards the end? That wouldn't surprise me. Considering, like, like, what some of the other games on the system are like. I mean, like, even, like, Door just on this stream was kind of broken. I know there's meant to be a second item that you get. I don't know if it's up here or not. No, I think there is meant to be another one. Don't know where it is, though. Also, I've got health back. I don't know when or how, but I just see that I've got a little bit more health on my health bar. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a case where the soundtrack is the best part of the game. Unfortunately, the rest of the game doesn't really compare especially well. Like, I mean, even just, like, basic controls are just bad. Like, not being able to turn mid-air, just, it feels... Ugh. Not to mention, like, half the time your character just falls straight down, and it doesn't make any sense. Also, get a load of the sound effects in this, too. Yeah. I should point out, by the way, made by the same people that made Spider-Man 2 on Game Boy, which is one of the worst Game Boy games I can remember. Like, that game is misery. This isn't quite as bad as that. Like, at least it's a bit more straightforward. Like, you can just run to the right and whatever. So it does have certain things over that game, if nothing else. Also, yeah, how you're meant to do this bit, I don't remember. I think you're supposed to use the web, but it only seems to work about half the time, I think. Yeah, okay, there we go. So that's how you do that. Like, at least you get to swing the web. It's not nearly as useful as it probably ought to be, but at least it's there. So I'll give this game that much. Yeah, and like half time you just fall off things for no reason. Just... yeah. I mean, there's something to this. It's just that, yeah, it doesn't really control very well. The graphics are too dark and just... I mean, even like the last game looked a lot better than this. But yeah. Oh, that's right, you have to run and then do the thing. And, yep, here's the Sandman. Yeah, fresh off his, appearance in Spider-Man 3. I forget if there's... no, because the problem is like half time he just immediately goes straight back down. Like, look at this. He doesn't even give you a chance to hit him. It's like, you want to hit me? Well, fuck you. You don't get a chance to do that. Because it's an LGN game. Yeah, because the problem is you have to turn around and then try to hit him. Like, it's just... like, actually trying to get an attack in is, like, near impossible. Because most of the time, he just immediately disappears. Like, you can hear the sound effects, too. So, like, he's trying to load in, and the game just can't do it. Or actually, maybe a punch is more effective? Yeah, because that took off a bit of his life bar. The life bars in this don't really make a whole lot of sense, I should point out, because... yeah, because you get 4 hit points, but really, it's actually more than that. Like, every bar is worth, I don't know, like 4 or 5 points. I mean, they should have just used, like, a number or something like that. Or just make it like Mega Man, where, like, each hit is worth 1. Could just make them smaller so you can fit more of them on there. Oh, okay, I did it. I actually beat level 2. You know, in a way, I consider that a victory. Just being able to get to this point on 1 credit. So, what is this? Okay, I don't remember this level. I'm sure I got here before, but I can't remember it. So I'm probably just going to get just killed immediately. I can't remember if the shrapnel hurts you. I feel like this is one of those games that would do that. But hey, we beat Sandman. It's pretty good. Okay, avoid that. Oh, by the way, there are 6 levels in this, which, you know, makes sense. You are literally fighting the Sinister 6. It's just 1 level for each character, basically. I don't know who you're meant to be fighting on this one, I can't remember. And the fact that it doesn't show the cutscenes at the beginning when it's supposed to, yeah, means that I don't really have a way of knowing without actually getting to the boss. And considering that I'm, like, out of health, I don't think that's happening. But yeah, it's like, you gotta turn around like very slowly. It's like, yeah, good luck. But I kind of like the idea of this level where you're just, like, going up a building. Not like getting stuck on the ledge. Yeah, okay, I was actually just trying to duck an attack, and for some reason he just, like, ran. I don't know why. At least you can change the height of the jump, though. That actually is quite good, to be fair. Also, I don't know if you can hurt this thing or not. I'm going to assume no. I think you just have to avoid it. But yeah, there we go. Well, that's that. Well, there's one more game on this page. Good old Batman. Now, here's a game that I know is quite good. I've never beaten this game. But I have played this one a fair bit. And this game actually is quite good, to be fair. I was never able to finish it, though. It's very Ninja Gaiden-esque in terms of how it plays. Yeah, good old Funfo. Okay, I'm actually going to skip the cutscene because I think it has some flickering in it. And I'm trying to avoid those flashing effects if I can help it. Also, I'm going to tell you right now, this game has a banger of a soundtrack too. Even more so than the Spider-Man game. Like, I'll tell you straight out, this is a much better game than that. Yeah. So Batman looking a bit more purple than I remember him. But actually, I think he was purple in like the '60s Batman, like the Adam West one, which I have that film on DVD. I've never actually seen the TV series. I've got to be honest. But that film, quality film. But it is incredibly different to every Batman that came after it. Also, I never quite figured out, sometimes when you do a punch, like a standing punch, he does a different one that has a longer animation. I don't know why. Also, yeah, the duty cycles on this console are off, unfortunately. Yeah, you can tell I've played this one before because I haven't died yet. Also, watch this. Yeah, just skip that whole section off to the right. And do it the smart way. See, there are certain games I'm not actually that bad at. Some of these games I can't do because I haven't really played them. You know, it's like where I've maybe played them for like 5 minutes. But yeah, I've never figured out. Occasionally he'll just do a different punch that has a longer attack animation. And I never figured out what causes that. I'm sure there's something to it, but I never figured it out. Also, yeah, I think the B just gives you points, doesn't it? Yes, if you press select, it pauses the game. And if you press start, it selects your items. It's kind of hilarious that they actually gave him a gun in this game. Considering that this is literally Batman. Like, he does have the feel of... Like, I'm not entirely sure Sunsoft, like, really knew Batman's character. Like, even in the film that this game is supposed to be based on, they have that whole bit where you see parents, you know, Batman's parents get killed by you know, Jack Napier. Here we go, I'm just gonna wait here. There we go. I mean, for what it's worth, this game was also released on Famicom, and the different versions are mostly the same. Like, I think the only real difference is that they swapped the music for the first 2 levels. I don't know why. But in the Famicom version of this, as I say, the game itself is otherwise the same from what I remember, but this theme plays on the level that we just finished. And, yeah, it like, literally just the themes for the first 2 levels swapped. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. Also, yeah, this wall jumping thing is actually pretty cool. I like this game. Again, I was never able to finish it. I can't see myself really doing that. Again, I'm not really, like, Nintendo hard person, as you can probably tell just from seeing how bad I am at half these games. His Spincy? Oh yeah, DC Spincy. My favourite. Yeah, like, what is a fun vote? Okay. Yeah, you really gotta know where all the enemies are. Oh, NES cartridge. Yeah, from what I've seen, like, this is one of the more common NES games, probably because, again, this is based on the film. Like, it's licensed from the film anyway. I don't think the game itself has a whole lot to do with it. It's kind of a case of they included a few cutscenes that do make some reference to it. It's a weird one. Like, this, I don't think does a great job at following the film. But it's easily one of the better movie licensed games on the system, because a lot of the games were kind of low-effort garbage. I can't really count Spider-Man among that, because it's not really based on a film. Like, there weren't any Spider-Man films coming out at the time. But yeah, a lot of the other like movie licensed games, they do have that feel a bit like that game. And this, well, this is Sunsoft. I mean, Sunsoft, I'm not a huge fan of Sunsoft personally. I don't enjoy a lot of their games. I do like this one up to a point. It's not necessarily one of my favourite NES games ever, but you know, certainly worth playing. Like, you can actually turn around in mid-air, which is great. It's not quite as good as moving forward. Look where the enemy appears now, it's not. Yep, there we go. Yeah, you've really got to master the air control in this if you want to get anywhere. Yeah, you see there? So basically, if you just try to immediately jump there, you'll just get hit. So you're better off just waiting for the enemy to get themselves killed. Which is quite funny, to be fair. Also, for what it's worth, I don't actually remember, like, any of the pages that are coming up. Like, the order of the rest of them, I don't know. The next one could just be nice code garbage, for all I know. But you know what? The stream is worth it, just play Batman again. Even if this enemy takes, like, 1,000 hits to kill. But, I've got the ammo back, at least. Also, I don't think this thing moves faster, does it? No. Thankfully, the enemies aren't smart enough to duck and try to shoot. Ooh, pirate game. Also, yeah, I traded some good stuff. And got some good stuff from the trade. I don't know, maybe I could do more trades, but just not sure it's worth the effort. I think I do actually have the Famicom version of this, like the real Famicom cartridge. I don't remember how the air control for this works. I think if you jump, you get better air control. Like, this game is weird in certain ways. Like, yeah, should have just done the jump. Oops. Yep, I'm sucking now. Yeah, that first stage, that was all a trick. I actually had someone else controlling it for me, I just didn't want time. Oh, see, sometimes he does like a longer attack animation and just gets me hit every single time. I don't know what it is, and I never understood the reason why he does it. Like, I feel like there's just no reason to have that in the game. Like, maybe it does more damage, but I don't think it does, and I don't know what triggers it. Yeah, here we go. Okay, let's see how far I can get. Because since I'm low on health, I may as well just try not to lose ammo. Ugh, hard to get the timing on this down. If I press the punch button too early, it doesn't punch. But that's my fault, to be fair. Yeah. For what it's worth, I never liked this boss fight. This boss fight is annoying. Yeah, that's what happens if you try to just shoot the boss. Or not, punch the boss. It doesn't really work. Actually, the third phase of this boss is terrible. Actually, I probably should have attacked the bottom one first, shouldn't I? That would have made more sense. But I was being an idiot. Oh! Also, like, he plants himself after each jump, which... yeah. In sections like this, where you've got to jump super fast, actually makes it 10 times harder. And, yeah, sometimes the game just does that. Yeah, this part is what sucks. Because this thing, when it's in its attack animation, it's invincible, which is just, oh. Which, yeah, like, you want to talk Sunsoft moment, like, you want to talk that right there. Like, yep, that's what I expect from a Sunsoft game, just have the boss randomly be invincible. And, like, what even is this thing I'm supposed to be fighting anyway? Like, the Mega Drive game, which they also made... It's really funny, because, what was it? Sunsoft, like, they made the Mega Drive Batman game that actually made way more sense than this. Like, you actually fight Jack Napier on this bit. You know, as it was in the film. And you're like, well, why didn't they just do that here? Like, why am I just fighting, like, a random machine that has nothing to do with, like, anything from the film? Yeah, like, this is basically welcome to Sunsoft difficulty. Like, if you've ever played a Sunsoft game, this is what they feel like. Just trying to fight this boss. Yeah, like, why do I just randomly get hit there? It doesn't make any sense. Like, the hitboxes are... I don't know if it's just this boss is broken, but, like... It feels like I just get damaged at random. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to it. I don't know if the hitbox is broken, but... It's not a problem that, like, any of the other bosses in this game have. Okay, I remember the trick to this. Oh, it used the wrong weapon. Yeah, this is the only way to do this bit, by the way. Like, I'm sure there's a way to do this without using weapons, but I can tell you what it is. I just try not to use too much ammo on that last bit. But, yeah, these enemies, I don't know. The fact that they never actually give me any, like, ammo that I need to kill these things, I don't know. It's like, yeah, give me the useless B that doesn't actually do anything. Like, give me nothing but B. Yep, still only collecting Bs. The randomizer wants me dead. It's like, you know what? Yeah, how dare you get to level 3 of this game? We're going to make sure that you don't get any weapon ammo for the rest of the game. Yeah, fighting this thing with your fists is, like, near impossible, too. Like, how you're meant to do it, I don't know. Like, you're actually better off just... It feels like the only way to do that is to basically get to that level with, like, most of your ammo left, and then kill them when they're off screen. I swear doing that otherwise is virtually impossible. Again, Sunsoft difficulty in a nutshell. Yeah, sums it up. Let's hope that the next page of games is less stress-inducing. So what else we got here? Page. Please tell me this is a number higher than 8, and probably doesn't start with a 2. 14. Okay. Maybe this will be a better selection. I don't remember what's on page 14. This is probably more... like real early games. So this would be 130 to 140. Yeah, here we go. So we got a Ninja 1, Ninja 3. I don't know what happened to Ninja 2, but sure. Road Fighter, Othello, Pac-Man, Pinball, Poyan, Popeye, Sky Destroyer, and Space E.T. You know, because the original E.T. was so good they had to make a sequel. We'll probably leave Othello for next time. I'll play 1 or 2 more games and I'll call it a day. And then we'll take a look at the rest of the games next time. You know, I need to play a good game. After half the stuff that I just played, I'm like, you know what? I need a game I know. A game that I know I can do. So here we go. Road Fighter. I don't think this game actually keeps track of any high scores. So I think with this one, it's just a case of beating all the levels, and then we can count this. Assuming I can get that far. We'll see. So this is a good chill game to mess with. Just, you know, try to avoid the cars. See, I can do racing games like this. Yes, Space E.T. Like, he left Washington and went into space. You know, there actually are games about E.T. going into space, I think, because there are a surprising amount of E.T. games out there. I don't know why, considering that there was only one film, and the most famous game based on it is often considered one of the worst games of all time. Well, not really fairly, I don't think. Like, it's not good, but it's not one of the worst games ever. I mean, there are maybe 1 or 2 games that I've played today that I'll consider worse. No, and I despawn that. Oh well. Airship. I think they changed the levels in that one, didn't they? But they made it, like, near impossible to do. Because I can beat this game. But when it comes to, like, those ROM hacks, they tend to mess with the level design, and they tend to be much difficult, or much more difficult as a result. Yeah, see, there's a trick to the steering in this. Also, yeah, knowing when to use the B button. I remember one time when I was playing this game, I actually sat down and did a single session of this game, literally for about 45 minutes, and I got something like 340,000 points. Like, just a crazy amount. Like, and I did it for about 10 loops. I have no idea how, but I did it. I know there's a pothole coming up. I can't remember what side it's on. Okay, it's on the left, so I'm fine. Yeah, gotta watch out for those. Watch out for that first step. It's a doozy. Fun Racer? Wasn't there a ROM hack of Zippy Race, I think? Oh yeah, this level is messed up. Look at this. You come across the blue cars on this level, good luck. I never fully understood this one. Okay. Actually, I might try to see if I can do a second loop of this, assuming I get through the first one. But yeah, sometimes you really gotta take your time for this bit. Because you go sailing into those blue cars, you're in trouble. The ones that change lanes. Yeah, like this one. See, this level, I just play cautious, and I'm generally fine. As long as I don't crash too much. Like, F1 race, you really can't get away with crashing on the high difficulties. Like, you crash once on those levels, you're done. Here, you can get away with some crashes. So, like, you can see I've still got quite a bit of fuel left. Like, it's really not that hard if you know what you're doing. Like, if you've played this game enough. See, this is... Like, this really shows where my skill set is. It's really more into, like, these kind of early games. You know, like, I can't beat Batman, but I can beat Road Fighter. You know, I can beat Road Fighter, I can beat, I can quote-unquote beat Formation Z, assuming that you count, well, beating the level as beating the game. Because it is essentially just one level that just loops. Oh yeah, Back to the Future Part 2. You know, there was a game based on Back to the Future Part... Well, actually, there were multiple games, and they were terrible. Like, and it's hard to say which one's worse. I mean, the NES game is more of a mess. But the Master System game, I feel, just has less good going for it. Okay, I don't know what happened there. Like, I just was holding right and went left. Okay, that was kind of weird. So it does seem like the cars spawn in the same spot every time. I know that the potholes do. So you can certainly memorize it. Okay, here we go. Yeah! Okay, I did it. I beat another game. But, you know, since this game does allow you to choose your level at the beginning, let's see if I can do a second loop of this. Because I think... I might be wrong on this, but as far as I'm aware, the level 2 effectively just starts on the second loop. But otherwise it's the same, I think. I didn't see any other differences. But yeah, you can see you've got more difficult car pants to deal with. The blue cars are a bit more erratic. Because it's really the blue cars you have to be careful about. The red cars aren't that bad. At most, they'll change one lane. And the yellow cars, they're just kind of there. I wonder if I'll be able to beat any of the bigger games on this. Like, if we're talking like the games on the first 8 pages. Possibly not. I feel like even with the ones that I have beaten... I haven't played them in ages, so I might not be able to do them again. Like, on one credit at least. Oh, there's a reference. Or be Rebecca Black. Oh, imagine if I was playing as Pato, or whatever his name was. Fat Usher, as he called himself. I just always think of the Fat Usher remix of that song. With Fat Usher. Monday, it's time for work. Tuesday, it's time for work again. Wednesday, you go to school, do the same old thing you do. Whatever the lyrics are. I've heard that song way more than I really should. Because, like, yeah, here's just a bad remix of an old internet song. And I just messed up. Ooh. Okay, we're not at the pothole yet, so we should be okay. I think the pothole stays in the same spot, doesn't it? If I remember. Okay, stay on the right and don't crash. I think it is actually possible to see the other cars crash into them as well. Oh, they took away the pothole. Maybe that's because I stopped. I don't actually know. On the road. Oh yeah, I've seen some... There's so many ROM hacks of this game too. Yeah, like if a car starts moving like that, you're actually better off just scrolling them off the screen, I find. You know, call me cautious, but, you know, if I actually want to finish this level, it's the way to do it. They can do that as well. See, the problem is sometimes it just bounces you the wrong way and you end up crashing. Because you can't steer other way enough to not crash. I don't think this level is mean enough to have potholes on it, but... yeah, the dealing with the cars is enough of a pain in its own right. It's often they're just in... yeah, just kind of unfavourable spots. Yeah. Like, some days I can do this level 10 times over, and other times I just can't. Again, there was one time where I played this, like, played through about, like, 10 different loops of this game, and then eventually got game over. Okay, let's see if I can make it. Ugh, just barely. I was losing speed there as well. You know what? I'll take it. So we're clutch play. Okay, so I know somewhere early on the level, I think it's up here. Oh, you bastard! Yeah, now the thing's just crashing into the things a lot more. Probably down to me, to be fair. Okay, so we dodged the pothole, that's something. Ooh. You know, now that I'm looking at this stage, I don't know what it is, but graphics do make me think a little bit of Jackal. Even though this is a very different game to that. And came out several years later, but, you know, still Konami at least. This was one of Konami's first Famicom games. It wasn't the first one, but it's, yeah, like within the first few months, I think. Because they started releasing games around April 1985 on Famicom, and this, I think, may have been a few months after that. And you know, this is a personal favourite as far as Famicom games go. I quite like this one. Yep, there we go. Level 2 complete. So anyone telling me that I didn't do level 2, well, guess what I just did. See, I'm not completely useless. Okay, let's see what loop 3 looks like. I don't remember how this changes. I think it is just a case that the cars become more aggressive. It's like they're in different patterns. Because you saw on level 3 especially, there were far more blue cars than there were on the first run. Yeah, like, you see what they're like. It's just... And again, like, this game I don't think has a high score table. Like, I didn't see a high score on the title screen. So either they took it out of this version, this, like, pirate copy, or the game just didn't have one to begin with. I don't think it had one, though, because I'm sure I would have remembered, like, being able to tell the difference on the title screen. But, yeah, I think the run's going to end here, but that's fine by me. You know, I did 2 loops. I don't think you really need to see more than that. It would be funny to see what the third loop on level 3 looks like. Because that level is... yeah. Yeah, here we go. See if I make this. Oh, barely. Yeah, I did it again. So I'm going to let the beat rock. But yeah, it does make me want to play Jackal a little bit. Because that is a hell of a game. Like that. I might not like a lot of the games that are on this system. Yeah, there's a lot of games on here that they're not particularly what I'm into. But then you have games like this. And as I say, there are some games that aren't on this that I wish were. Again, like Legend of Zelda isn't on this. It never is, which is a real shame, because I played through that game, and I'm going to tell you right now, like, I think that does actually hold up as one of the best games on the system. Like, there's a reason people still go back to that one. Like, a lot of these other games, I don't know. It feels like they're games that really only kind of like the Nintendo hard sort of like hardcore sort of fans would like nowadays. Maybe your mileage may vary. I don't know. And I know that there are people who watch this stream who are into those games, which is, you know, more power to you. It's just that a lot of the time for me, I want something that's for different tastes, if that makes sense. Okay, I really want to see what this level looks like on this loop. Because it's been a while since I've really played this game for more than like 1 or 2 loops. Yeah, okay. Well, it's not that it's not well known. I think it's more just a case of they don't want to bother getting the save function to work, because you kind of need it for that game. You know, unless you are a speedrunner and you know all the tricks and where everything is, and you can do it in one sitting. But, like, if you're the average person just sitting down to play it casually, which, if you have a system like this, you're probably going to fit into that demographic. Yeah, like, you probably won't be able to do that. You know, like, I could not... Like, I've beaten Legend of Zelda, but I couldn't do it in one sitting, you know. I could do it in multiple sittings, but not with one. Okay. Ooh. You know, after playing all those other games earlier, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna... I'm gonna show that I at least have skills on one game. Oh, Little Samson. I don't think that's on this either, and that is a shame, because Little Samson, that is a classic game. I would say one of Taito's best on the Famicom and the NES. I've actually got the Famicom version, and I remember playing through, like, the easy mode at least. I probably should go back and try to do the normal one. I think the only difference is that on normal, there are a few extra levels at the end. It's a bit odd. If you play it on easy mode, it's exactly the same game, it just ends a few levels earlier, which is a bit of an odd way to set it up, but, you know, it could be a lot worse. And as I say, that is a great game. Like, if you ask me to list, like, the best NES games, like, Little Samson probably would be up there. Like, most of the games I've played today, I mean, there's maybe a couple that could be contenders. They're not necessarily my favourites. Like, again, Might of Wanna Fight probably would be up there if it had co-op. And I'm sure someone's made a ROM hack that adds it. It just feels like a huge omission, you know? Like, especially for that type of game. Because those games really were made more for co-op most of the time. It's like, imagine playing Streets of Rage 2 without co-op. Yeah, Metroid, also a classic, though it's weird that they don't include that on here, because that game didn't even have a save function. Like, it had passwords. So, yeah, I don't know. There are just certain games that feels like they should be more common on these systems, and they're just not. Like, because I'm going to tell you right now, like, Metroid is a great game. It has aged in certain areas, but for the most part, it is still a good one to go back to. There are some games on here where I might like them more if I sat down and played further into them. I feel like a lot of them, they're not really the sort of thing I'd like, because I just think they're too hard for me to really get much enjoyment out of. And that's ultimately what it comes down to. Does the difficulty make it so that I don't enjoy playing the game? And I feel like in many cases, for games on this system, the answer would be yes. And then there are other games where I'm like, actually I probably would maybe want to sit down and try to get further into it. Or I just really enjoy playing the parts that I'm able to get up to. Because there are some games like that, like Quarth, for instance. I don't think I'd ever be able to beat Quarth. I've played Quarth a fair bit, but that game is so hard, I don't see myself ever finishing it. But I still would like that game anyway. But yeah. Does anyone know what loop, like, level 2 starts on in this game? I probably should have picked level 2 thinking about it, but I was like, you know what, I just want to be able to beat one game, like one more game on this console today. And I'm like, you know what, I know I can beat Road Fighter, so let's do that. Though it's kind of funny that the games are mostly alphabetized, at least in, you know, according to the names that they give the games on this console anyway. I did actually play, probably about a month ago, I played a game called Midnight Run Road Fighter 2, because I'd never played it, but I'm like, I really like Road Fighter 1, but I never played the sequel. And I played it, and I just found myself just kind of underwhelmed by it. It's like, yeah, it's just kind of a subpar racing game for the PlayStation. And I know there's an arcade version, but, I don't know, it kind of feels like that game to me, it really feels like we have Ridge Racer at home. Like, it just makes me want to play Ridge Racer, because not only does that game just play way better, it doesn't have, like, the cheap sort of rubber banding that Road Fighter 2 has, but it just, I don't know, it just plays better. Better frame rate, far better soundtrack. I mean, Ridge Racer brings the bangers. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know, it's like Midnight Run, it just misses all the things that made Ridge Racer so great on the PlayStation. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's a reason why people don't remember Midnight Run. And it's a shame, too, because, again, Road Fighter is a great game, like the first one. And Midnight Run is a great film, if anyone's ever seen it. It is called Midnight Run, the film I'm thinking of. The one with Robert De Niro, and he's having to basically capture that other dude who's trying to escape him. Yeah, I love that film. Probably should go back to that one at some point, because I have got it on DVD. I remember getting it when my parents got rid of their DVD collection. I ended up getting that as one of the films I've got. I've actually got just a whole shelf of films I haven't watched yet. Just things I need to just sit down and watch at some point. Midnight Run, as I say, I have seen that film at least, but I don't know, it just kind of makes me wish that the Konami Midnight Run game was just, yeah, now I'm just looking at the chat, that the Konami Midnight Run game was just an adaptation of the film. Like, it would have been way better. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, there are certainly games that were released on the day I was born, and some of those games are good, and some of them are not really games I care for, but, you know, it's a nice mix. You know, let's play one more game while we're here, just because I can. It is funny that these, like, really early games are more or less alphabetized, except they put Road Fighter in between N and O for some reason. I'm pretty sure that's not how the English alphabet works. Or should I say, the Relman alphabet. But we can mark that down as completed. I mean, I beat 3 loops. I don't think you can really complete it much harder than that. Oh god, you really want me to do a fellow? You know, I'm actually gonna save a fellow for next time, because, you know, no, I want to play a game with shooting in it. Since I played Galaxian and Galaga, let's finish with Space E.T. I want to see what the sequel to E.T. is like. Well, doesn't look much like E.T. so far. In fact, no, it looks like it's Space Invaders. Yeah, so they put Space Invaders on the Famicom back in 1985. This was actually, I think, Taito's first Famicom game. And I was talking... Oh, okay, just went into a demo mode. I thought I'd started the game, but apparently not. But like I say, this was Taito's first Famicom game. Because of course it was. I mean, it's Space Invaders. This is the game that you put out if you just want to sell tons of copies. And I was talking earlier about how Taito's early Famicom games generally weren't great. And this is possibly the best example of that. I love Space Invaders. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is not a good version of it. Like, yeah, like you want to play Space Invaders? Well, I can tell you right now, the SG-1000 has a better version. On, you know, on hardware that was a lot less powerful than this. And yet, that version, I think, is a lot better overall. It's weird. Like, I think this was actually done by Tooru as well. And as I say, I mean, Tooru, some of their stuff was okay, and some of it, like this, you think, well, they could have done a bit better. Again, like, I mean, the Atari version is less accurate, I suppose, but I would rather play that. Just because it's got more interesting stuff going on. Like the 2-player modes and all that. As in the Atari 2600, that's what I'm referring to. But yeah. Think you're pretty smart, huh? Think you can outsmart a bullet? See, now I'm just thinking of quotes from Robocop, because again, I was watching that Robocop rap yesterday. And oh, one of the best videos. Yeah, I mean, this game is timeless, it's just that this is not a good version of it. It's a shame, because, like, this game should have been a slam dunk. Like, this should be, like, just a great version of Space Invaders, and it's not. Like, they whiffed it. Again, as I say, Taito, yeah, they had a lot of misses in terms of, like, their early output. And again, like Tooru, like, they had made games prior to this that were better. Like, this game was released around the same time as, like, Konami's first couple of games, and Formation Z. I mean, obviously, I mean, being a conversion of a game from 1978, this isn't really trying to be as impressive as Formation Z or anything like that. Because, you know, it's just trying to be Space Invaders. And I love Space Invaders, it's just that, yeah, you want to play Space Invaders, I'll tell you what you want to play. You want to play, well, almost any other version of it, really. I do know that if you complete enough levels of this, it actually goes into Space Invaders Part 2, I think. There we go. Might as well get the bonus points while I'm here. So, yeah, I think the only way I can count this game as complete is if I actually manage to access that Space Invaders Part 2 game. Because I think you have to beat 7 or 8 levels of this game, and then it lets you access it. It's weird. And I don't really understand it. I've never gotten that far. I've seen it played before, but the only person I've seen who's ever gotten that far is, I think, Random Stranger, who did a video on, well, this version of Space Invaders, and said, yeah, this is not a good version of the game, basically. Like, even just the way that the barriers work just doesn't feel right. And, yeah, it's like, the dimensions are all off. Like, you look at the shape of the aliens, or the invaders, whatever you want to call them. It's just like, yeah, it just doesn't... I don't know. They didn't do their homework when they did this version. Let's put it that way. Ooh. Yeah, give him that bonus. I mean, does the... I wonder if the Nagoya shot even works in this version. I'm going to take a wild guess and say probably not. I've never actually tried it, but... It's one of those things where it's like, it feels like a desperation move. Like, if you're about to lose. Because I think it is like instant game over if they land, isn't it? But like, yeah, like even the sound effects are miles out. Like, you compare this to Galaxian and Galaga that I played at the start, and how much more accurate those are compared to the arcade versions. And those came out after Space Invaders. It just feels weird, because like the system could do a really good version of Galaga, but it can't do a good version of Space Invaders. Though granted, someone's probably done like a VTO-free version of Space Invaders or something like that. It wouldn't surprise me. Oh. Yeah, this game does that a lot. Yeah. See, this is where they just start spamming shots on the regular. Also, it's kind of funny how the enemies are supposed to look kind of like fish. It is amusing to me that, like, they just kind of eat into the wall. Okay, I wasn't even trying to get the alien that time. I'm just trying to clear this. Yeah. Yeah, see, this is why I'll never be able to get to the Space Invaders Part 2 or whatever. It's because, yeah, the game just gets too hard. The enemies are too small. Like, anyone who's played Space Invaders knows that the enemies are supposed to be larger than that. again, the whole game just feels off. But, yeah, I think that will do for today. So, yeah, some interesting games this time around, we'll say that. But yeah, in part 4, we'll take a look at some other games like Ninja 1, Ninja 3, Othello. I'm sure you're looking forward to that one. Pac-Man, Pinball. I mean, how am I even going to track completing Pac-Man? I guess if I get past the second cutscene. Because I think there's 2 cutscenes in Pac-Man, isn't there? So I guess if I get the second cutscene, I win. Pinball, Poyan, Popeye, and of course Sky Destroyer. I don't think I've ever played Sky Destroyer that much now that I think about it. I never got very far into the game. But yeah, I'm going to go have my dinner because it's about 6:30 right now. And hopefully we'll see some really good games next time. So until then, I will see you later, people. See you.